and cheating, all the way back to the Rose Law Firm and the missing records, and for the Travelgate and the Whitewater. And so, what's changed? It's doing the same thing over and over. So, that's the definition of insanity.
Well, I mean, here we are in a country, talk about defining insanity. We've got somebody who's running for president that's got all this stuff going on in her background. And what are we talking about? How her opponent called Rosie O'Donnell a pig? As if there's some sort of moral equivalence here. We've got people all over this, and I'm just going to call it what it is, a vast left-wing conspiracy protecting Hillary Clinton's butt.
And it is. It's vast, and it has to be.
I mean, it's ridiculous. This isn't even close. This is not even close. And the only thing that I can say about James Comey, maybe he looked at the avalanche of misconduct, broken laws, ruined lives, and sat there and looked at this and said, if I bring all this into a courtroom, no one will believe it. Literally, no one will believe what's been going on. So many moving pieces. And you know what? They almost got away with it. They almost got away with it. And there may be more. A hacker believed to be operating on behalf of the Russian government, because that's the very latest thing that you say whenever there's a hacker involved, has released thousands of emails taken from the personal account of Capricia Penovich Marshall, a key Clinton world figure who worked with Hillary Clinton at the State Department. What do those emails say? I'll give you the answer next. This is 660 AM, The Answer. I'm Jon-David Wells. You're listening to The Wells Report.
Are you tired of angry political battles and media spin, but you still care about America's future? Then tune into my show, America Can We Talk. I'm Debbie Georgatos, and on my show, we talk about the challenges Americans face with thought leader guests and honest conversation about keeping America great. Tune in every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer, or online at americacanwetalk.org. We talk truth about America.
John Truitt here for Simple Sleep Services. Are you ready to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea? The Simple Sleep system from Simple Sleep Services is a compact, comfortable, custom-fit solution that's proven to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea. It's covered by medical insurance, and many patients are meeting their deductibles this time of year. This may mean less cash out of pocket for you and your partner to get the mask, no pain or downtime. Just you and the loved one next to you. I personally use the Simple Sleep system, and I wouldn't go a night without it. Learn more at simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. That's 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com. For your convenience, we have offices located in both Dallas and Fort Worth. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Call 469-685-1700 or go to simplesleepservices.com. That's simplesleepservices.com.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. Then you get a microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. Do you think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you're open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
The last thing I wanted to inherit from my mom was her varicose and spider veins. Then it happened. Embarrassing, bulgy, naughty-looking legs. not to mention the pain and swelling. I just couldn't stand it anymore, so I went to Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses again.
Whether it's a family gathering or office formal, make sure your legs look and feel their best this fall. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Hi, I'm Larry Patterson, owner of Glass Doctor. In our disposable society, we're conditioned to throw out the whole thing when just one part goes bad. Like when the insulated glass windows in your home get condensation between the panes. You don't need to replace the whole window. The specialists at Glass Doctor can install new insulated glass in your existing frames with a lifetime warranty for a lot less than you might think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today. That's glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah.
What's that?
I'm mapping out my new $1 million idea.
On a napkin?
I'm brainstorming.
You need to go to ideashares.com. They'll help you with the early stages of idea creation or ideation. They'll help you test, protect, and profit from your idea. The internet's most robust idea vetting machine is IdeaShares.
My $1 million idea really can happen.
Ideashares.com. That's ideashares.com.
When you've overloaded your closets, stacked the attic sky high, and can't cram one more thing in the garage, it's time to call McGee Lane Self-Storage in Louisville and get some relief. They're to make your storage experience affordable, easy, safe, and secure. They offer gated access, state-of-the-art surveillance, Penske truck rental, 2 freight elevators, climate control, month-to-month leasing, and more. Call now for fall specials at 972-317-3112. Or for more information, visit McGeeLaneSelfStorage.com. You'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. That's McGeeLaneSelfStorage.com.
660 AM, The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Reports. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. Let me get to John in Grapevine. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Jon-David. Jon-David, I hope I could talk with you for a minute or two. They whispered 2 little words in his ear. Vince Foster. That's exactly why he's not going to do anything about it. He's been told to stand down by Loretta Lynch and the DOJ. And I will never again trust the FBI, the DOJ, the IRS because of Lois Lerner. Nothing has ever come of this. I remember Patrick Kennedy and Charlotte Lamb sitting there giving testimony about Benghazi, about how they watched it in real time, but it was just a disorganized rebellion. Jon-David, a coup has been performed against this government because even if charges are brought, Barack Obama is going to issue a pardon to him after Hillary Clinton is elected, and she is going to get elected, just like I told you. She's going to get elected.
Actually, John, I will disagree with you. The American people would never, ever, would not tolerate President Obama giving Hillary Clinton a pardon for anything.
I'll tell you, Jon-David, why I disagree with you.
I will tell you. I will lead the march on Washington on that one.
I will be with you by your side. But let me tell you, even the Bush family is going to vote for this woman. Our only hope is to see to it that she does not get to appoint any justices to the Supreme Court. I'm telling you, Jon-David, our country, I fear, is lost. And it's only going to be by the grace of God if it turns out different than what I've just described to you.
John, I love you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. This is explosive. That this isn't leading every newscast, I can't explain. I can't explain why it isn't. You know, I've got news judgment as good as anybody's. Apparently. This is explosive. This is corruption at the highest levels of the State Department. Corruption. Just exactly what is Hillary Clinton's chief lawyer at Williams and Connolly? How are they going to explain the loss of those two bankers' boxes? How are they going to explain the loss of those two boxes or all those emails that cover the time when Hillary Clinton was setting up her private email server? How are they going to explain it? You know, it's a little bit different when you are some, nice guy just trying to make a living working at Platte River Networks somewhere out in Colorado Springs, and you suddenly find yourself working on Hillary Clinton's email server. That's one thing. But when you are a lawyer and when you work at Williams and Connolly, and there is an evidence protection order out for all the things that you have sitting in boxes in your office, and that Hillary Clinton has been saying these are 55,000 pages, everything that had anything to do with what I was doing as Secretary of State. It's all right there. The rest of it's just personal. And then 2 boxes turn up missing. They're going to disbar all those people. And nobody's going to be able to stop it. Williams and Connolly is going to go down the tubes. And no one's going to be able to stop it. Because at least the Bar Association is going to say, what do you mean? What do you mean that evidence was missing? There's only so many things you can do to circumvent law in the United States. There's only so many passes you can hand out as the Attorney General of the U.S. There's only so much looking the other way the Department of Justice can do. And I hate to say it, but under James Comey's ridiculous, quote-unquote, investigation of this case, I don't know that the FBI is going to recover from this. Certainly not with me. All for Hillary Clinton. People are going to have to start falling on their swords right now to be able to protect the balance of their professional lives. And they better start. And I'm going to tell you why they better start. Because listen to this from the Daily Caller. A hacker believed to be operating on behalf of the Russian government, which is crap, has released thousands of emails taken from the personal account of Capricia Penovich Marshall, a key Clinton world figure who worked under Hillary Clinton at the State Department. The emails, which were released on the anonymously operated site DC Leaks, are broken down into 8 categories: Atlantic Council, Clinton Foundation, conversations with Clinton's team, favor, fundraising, and several others. As we sit here this moment, the Daily Caller's investigative team is scouring through the records. Marshall's central importance to the Clinton political operations was realized earlier this year by Citizens United, a conservative watchdog group who filed a federal lawsuit for Marshall's State Department emails. And once again, remember, Patrick Kennedy is back there playing switchy-changey with all the classification email classifications so that the FOIA requests get at least all gummed up so nobody knows what's going on. No wonder they've taken so much time. I'm telling you, when that federal judge who's watching over this FOIA lawsuit mess, when he gets a hold of this information, is going to explode. He's going to flat explode. Marshall served as the chief of protocol from 2009 to 2013. In that role, she helped the State Department and White House manage issues related to diplomatic protocol. She entered the Clinton sphere during the Bill Clinton 1992 presidential campaign, working as a special assistant to Hillary Clinton. She later worked on Clinton's senatorial and presidential campaigns, helping lead fundraising efforts. The DC Leaks email collection seems to be authentic. The emails, which appear to be from Marshall's Gmail account, span the period from March 2015 through June 2016. On Tuesday, a hacker known as Guccifer 2.0, who is believed to have been affiliated with Russian intelligence agencies, blah, 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 announced the release of documents allegedly taken from the Clinton Foundation. They turned out to be mundane documents hacked from the Democrat Party of Virginia and the Democrat Congressional Campaign Committee. Good. That's good. I'm glad this guy turned out to not get anything. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to protect Hillary Clinton. But I will be, I mean, if you have any idea about what's going on here, what you're going to try, what has to happen is that you have to get the real deal stuff that really is true. The rest of this only casts aspersions on these email dumps, especially from hackers. Look, as far as I'm concerned, as we keep going through these 302 files from the FBI, as we keep going through these, more and more and more smoke from more and more and more guns keep showing up. And with every day that goes by and there is more of this kind of news being reported, at least by yours truly and very few other news organizations, it slowly turns the attention back on James Comey and Loretta Lynch. And it's starting to get warm in Washington, D.C. Evidence tampering now? Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton sought to arrange Pentagon and State Department consulting contracts for her daughter's friend, prompting concerns of federal ethics rules violations. In 2009, Clinton arranged meetings between Jacqueline Newmeyer Deal, a friend of Chelsea Clinton, and the head of the Defense Consulting Group, Long-Term Strategy Group, with Pentagon officials that involved contracting discussions, according to emails from Clinton's private server made public recently by the State Department. Clinton also tried to help Deal win a contract for consulting work with the State Department's Director of Policy Planning, according to those same emails. Deal is a close friend of Chelsea Clinton, who is vice chair of the Clinton Foundation. Emails between the two were included among the thousands recovered from a private email server used by the Secretary of State between 2009 and 2013. Chelsea Clinton has described Deal as her best friend. Both Clintons attended Deal's 2011 wedding. Government cronyism, or the use of senior positions to help family friends, is not illegal. However, the practice appears to violate federal ethics rules that prohibit partiality or creating the appearance of conflict of interest. Specifically, the Code of Federal Ethics states the government employees shall act impartially and not give preferential treatment to any private organization or individual. Pentagon ethics guidelines also call for avoiding actions that would create even the appearance of improper behavior or conflicts of interest. Let me get to Martin in Plano, Texas. Martin, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hi. The person who really cares the most about this can be the one who issued the presidential pardon to Hillary and all the lawyers.
Well, I mean, are you talking about President Obama?
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't happened. and it will not happen.
You don't think he's going to help her cover her behind?
There is no possible way that the American people would ever tolerate an incoming, let's say, a president-elect being pardoned by the sitting president for malfeasance she may or may not have been guilty of in, say, the past 10 years. There's no way. It's not even legal. And further, now there might be.
Hasn't stopped Obama in the past.
Well,
how many things has he done that's been illegal?
773 people have had their sentences commuted, but not pardoned. That is more than, I don't know, the last 11 presidents combined. Right. But that's not, those are yeah, we're going to have those guys back in jail at some point. Of the 773, a lot of those guys are going to end up right back in jail because they're criminals. But the thing about it is this: the president cannot pardon the president-elect. However, if Hillary loses the election, it is possible that President Obama could, by using the same kind of precedents they used when Gerald Ford became the president after Richard Nixon, issue some kind of pardon, which would at least, it may not necessarily actually be legal, but no one would pursue it.
Some sort of immunity, right?
Yeah, some sort of presidential immunity, something along that line, if she loses. If she doesn't lose, then she's in a position where all of these, the Republicans are going to have to make a decision, and this is the great big mess here. Then the Republicans would have to make a decision to pursue some of these investigations, these special prosecutors, and so on, which if I had to sit here right now and predict what the Republican Party would do, I would say that they wouldn't pursue it. And the reason I'm saying that is because of so many Republicans deciding that really, when it comes right down to it, the American people have no real idea what they're doing. So therefore, the political elites have to take over. And so what we'll do is we'll just support another one of our own. She may be a Democrat. She may be a socialist. She may be a leftist progressive nutcase. But she's our leftist progressive nutcase. And so what we'll do is we'll just vote for her and we'll just put this fix in which case I will never, ever, ever support the Republican Party again, ever. I will join the Conservative Party of the United States so fast, and I will work on behalf of that party to find people that want to follow the Constitution, and I will get as many of those people elected as I possibly can.
You're right there with you. You have an army of supporters on that one.
I got to tell you, Martin, this is absolutely, this is turning things upside down. We're looking at the Department of State badly damaged, the Department of Justice badly damaged, the Office of the Director of the FBI badly damaged. How much more damage are we going to put up with just to be able to keep Hillary Clinton in the presidential chase for another month or two? What are we doing here? This is the Wells Report.
Dennis Gibbs, the boat guy here, host of the Big Boat and Outdoor Show, sponsored by DallasBoatsForSale.com. Let me break it down for you. We talk about boats and boating, boat ramps, marinas, lakes and water levels, boat sales, sailboats, sailing, anchoring, sinking, grounding, buying, selling, and enjoying the fun out on the water. You picking up what I'm putting down? If it floats, we talk about it every Saturday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. Have you received a letter or personal visit from the IRS? Has the IRS garnished your paycheck or seized your bank account? If so, you need to take action now. You're a target of the most powerful collection agency in the world, and you need representation you can trust. Don't get scammed by imitators and telemarketers' high-pressure tactics. At Wall & Associates, they develop trust with their clients through a free face-to-face consultation. They've saved their clients over $129 million in the past 5 years. Call 1-800-983-5313 now for your free face-to-face consultation. Ignoring your tax problem will only make it worse. Call 1-800-983-5313 to get immediate help. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has helped thousands of taxpayers, and they can help you. Call now, 1-800-983-5313, 800-983-5313, wallandassociates.net.
Hey there, this is Eric Metaxas. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595, 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University online.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of New Biotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-400-0301. Strict limit of 1 per household.
I used to be plagued by pot belly and constant bloating. After taking New Biotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. Think you might be bloated? See how much flatter New Biotics makes your belly. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-400-0301. That's 1-800-400-0301. 1-800-400-0301.
Honey, what is that in your CPAP mask?
Oh, that's just my mold collection.
Oh, gross. And what is that?
What, that bacteria colony right there? Yeah, cool, huh?
Okay, CPAP users, admit it. You're not always as careful about cleaning your system as you should be. Unfortunately, a dirty mask and hose can make you sick. Respiratory infections, allergy attacks, and more. But now there's an easy way to protect yourself. SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. It kills 99.9% of CPAP germs in minutes. For a limited time, you can try it risk-free for 30 days. Just call 1-800-700-2152. SoClean is hands-free. Just pop in your mask, close the lid, and presto, your CPAP comes out clean and fresh in minutes. Don't let germs wreak havoc on your health. Call in the next 10 minutes for your risk-free trial. 1-800-700-2152. That's 1-800-700-2152.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Let's get to John and Richardson. Thanks very much for joining us. Hi.
You're welcome. Hi, John. The political structure of our country is rotten on both sides of the aisle, Democrats and Republicans. News media is being controlled by Democrats a lot. And if there is any chance that Trump wants to get elected, he needs to mention to everybody why he's there to begin with, because both people on both sides of the aisle are tired of politicians, Democrats and Republicans. If his taxation comes up, he says, I'm a businessman. I have lost $1 billion in 20 some odd years. You and your boss lost $12 trillion in 8 years.
That is a brilliant statement. You're exactly right. A lot of us have been sitting here on the sidelines going, say it. For crying out loud, say it. How can you give me any garbage whatsoever about my taxes when your IRS essentially threw logs in the way of the political opposition by using the bureaucracy to harm 501c3s from conservative groups? You know what? You've got a lot of mess to clean up before you come knocking at my door about my IRS mess. And I love the fact about losing the $900 million. I love that. And by the way, Hillary Clinton also lost, I think it was $750 million, and she used that very same tax loophole. So, the whole thing comes down to the media not reporting the truth. Well, I'm doing the best I can to fix that. This is the Wells Report.
Message and data rates may apply.
When did American men get so soft? Today's average red-blooded American man has less testosterone than his father, and his father has less testosterone than his father. Before we turn into a country of powder puffs, Force Factor is launching the Man Up America event. We want to send every man in America a complimentary bottle of the breakout supplement taking GNC by storm. Test X180 Ignite, loaded with free testosterone-boosting manliness. Get your complimentary bottle by texting MAN to 321-321. Test X180 Ignite raises levels of free testosterone in your body to help build lean muscle during workouts. Plus, it helps incinerate fat, fuel explosive sexual desire, and improve performance. Now you can continue to feel like the real men that made this country great. Do yourself a favor. Do America a favor. Text MAN to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle. That's a complimentary bottle by texting MAN to 321-321.
We are visiting our friend Chef Tom Fleming at Crossroads Diner. What do you have cooking today, Tom?
Have you had a chicken piccata? Come on, say it with me. Piccata. Haven't heard of it? Sorry for you, bro. We pan-sear our own chicken and lemon and capers in a sauce so good, you want to swim in it. We call it the backstroke sauce. But the real stars of the dish are the herb-roasted Yukon potatoes. Trust me, you won't know what you want more of, the chicken or the tater.
Fresh ingredients sure to please any sophisticated palate and taste at affordable diner prices in a casual environment. Crossroads Diner. Come eat with them at their new location, now at the corner of Preston and Campbell in the Kroger Shopping Center. Open for breakfast and lunch, Tuesday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Or visit them on the web at crossroads-diner.com. Home-style goodness meets traditional diner. Great recipes, fresh ingredients, comfortable environment, and genuine hospitality are the heart and soul of Crossroads Diner. They'll be waiting for you.
I love the switch to fall temperatures, and I love the new special from Zero Res. $29 for a carpet cleaning better than you've ever had. Hey, Mark Davis, call 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN, pre-treated, clean, sanitized. And Zero Res doesn't just do carpets. They do countertops, upholstery, drapes, tile, hardwood floors. Let them do it all, but it starts with the carpets. $29 a room, pre-treated, clean, sanitized. 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN, or ZeroResDFW.com.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler.
Do not surf. Do not go on the beach. This will kill you.
Florida Governor Rick Scott warning people about Hurricane Matthew, the Category 4 storm about 75 miles east of Palm Beach. Its outer bands already being felt.
We've seen the conditions get worse each hour. Right now we're seeing gusts of winds up to 55 miles per hour. That means some small branches down, some trees down as well. And we're getting reports of power outages, at least 25,000 people across Florida without power. The real concern here across the state is a potential direct hit of a Category 4 hurricane. Such a hit, according to the governor, would be absolutely catastrophic.
Fox's Steve Harrigan in Vero Beach. President Obama declaring an emergency in Florida and South Carolina. In Haiti, the number of storm-related deaths nearly 300. Fox News, we report, you decide.
You're listening to 660 AM, The Answer. Dennis Prager believes we're watching the left ruin this country.
University of Michigan sent out a letter to all students and faculty that at the beginning of the year, every student should supply the pronoun that the student wishes to be known by. He or she or Z or what have you. The left has gone mad, my friends. It has gone mad.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM, The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Owing money to the IRS is terrifying, especially when you're fighting alone. It's David versus Goliath, and at any moment they can take your paycheck, seize everything you own, and even throw you in jail. At U.S. Tax Shield, we can immediately stop the harassment and get you protected, while our experienced team of tax experts work on significantly reducing what you owe. Our IRS insiders know the laws and can take full advantage of the government's new Fresh Start initiative. This crucial knowledge can reduce your debt in ways you never imagined. In fact, these strategies have saved U.S. Tax Shield's clients nearly $3 million in 2016 alone, and we have an A-plus rating with a Better Business Bureau. Fighting alone is expensive and leaves you completely exposed to the IRS's aggressive tactics. But you can end the anxiety with one simple phone call. If you owe over $10,000 or have unfiled returns, call U.S. Tax Shield now and learn about our price protection guarantee. The call's completely confidential, free, and there's no obligation. Call 800-997-5308. That's 800-997-5308. 800-997-5308.
John Truitt here for Simple Sleep Services. Are you ready to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea? The Simple Sleep system from Simple Sleep Services is a compact, comfortable, custom-fit solution that's proven to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea. It's covered by medical insurance, and many patients are meeting their deductibles this time of year. This may mean less cash out of pocket for you and your partner to get the restful sleep you deserve. No mood-killing mask, no pain or downtime. Just a better night's sleep for you and the loved one next to you. I personally use the Simple Sleep system, and I wouldn't go a night without it. Learn more at simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. That's 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com. For your convenience, we have offices located in both Dallas and Fort Worth. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Call 469-685-1700 or go to simplesleepservices.com. That's simplesleepservices.com.
Did you know that mammograms actually increase your cancer risk? Living Springs Natural Health offers a thermal scan that can detect cancer cells 4 years earlier than a mammogram. The average cost of a mammogram is $597. Breast thermography costs $195, is non-invasive and has no compression, radiation, pain, or increased cancer risks. This FDA-approved thermal camera can also identify areas of stress in the sinuses, TMJ joints, thyroid, spleen, lymph system, liver, digestive system, breasts, back, and neck. If you suffer from joint pain, Living Springs Natural Health can determine the root cause of the pain and help the body heal itself with nutrition, supplements if needed, and natural therapies. Julie Clowers and Monica Janes are both board-certified naturopathic doctors. Call them today at 972-722-4668. That's 972-722-4668. Or learn more at livingspringsnaturalhealth.com.
Do you know what a RIA is? It's a real estate investor association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitch man. Come network with local Dallas area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, October 13th at 6 p.m. at the Dallas Addison Marriott near the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-USA-HOME. This month, we're hosting a local real estate panel of experts. Call 800-USA-HOME. Write it down. That's 800-USA-HOME to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investors Association.
If you're retired or retiring soon, don't miss the free Money Matters Retirement Seminar, 7 p.m. Thursday, October 13th, Hyatt Place, Las Colinas, 1 p.m. Saturday, October 15th, Burleson Hampton Inn, or 7 p.m. Tuesday, October 18th, Hilton Garden Inn, Alliance Airport. Find out how to help protect your life savings from a stock market crash, what you can do to hedge against a recession, how to help prevent outliving your assets, and more. You can't afford to miss it. Please register now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net. Or call 800-994-0302.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. A couple of other things going on here that we need to cover for you. This is Hillary Clinton news just from today, and I'm really truly amazed that we are here. Let me give you a couple of things. Clinton Foundation officials quietly refiled 3 years of tax-related forms this week after the New York Attorney General acknowledged the charity had failed to disclose all of its donors in accordance with state law. Two entities operating within the Clinton sprawling philanthropic network, the Clinton Health Access Initiative and the Clinton Global Initiative, submitted supplementary financial disclosures for different years between 2012 and 2014, while denying today, or last Tuesday rather, the Attorney General's office had asked them to do so. So the Attorney General acknowledges the charity failed to disclose all of its donors, and last Tuesday, the Clintons went ahead and refiled all their tax paperwork, or that tax paperwork, and then said that the Attorney General's office had not asked them to do so. The Clinton Foundation is properly registered to solicit funds under Article 7A, which requires organizations to register before they solicit funds in New York. And this, of course, is because of the Donald Trump Foundation thing. Donald Trump pointed out, hey, wait a minute, there's something else going on here, and this is the something else. When Donald Trump had a little trouble with the New York Attorney General, it was front page news. Now you can barely find it in the Washington Examiner. Just so you know. The United States supported the secret supply of weapons to Libyan rebels while Hillary Clinton was the Secretary of State, according to federal court documents obtained by Fox News. In a sworn declaration to the District Court of Arizona, May 5th, 2015, a career CIA officer, David Manners, said it was then and remains now my opinion that the United States did participate directly or indirectly in the supply of weapons to the Libyan Transitional National Council. The timing matters because in the spring of 2011, the Libyan opposition was not formally recognized, and the direct supply of arms was not authorized. At the time, the CIA director was David Petraeus. Manners testifies before a grand jury investigating American defense contractor Mark Chury, who faces trial this September on 2 counts. He allegedly violated the Arms Control Export Act by making false statements. Chury and his company, Chury Defense Group, are at the center of an ongoing federal investigation over the source and user of weapons defined in court documents as end user or end use, flowing into Libya as Muammar Gaddafi's regime was collapsing in 2011. Chury says that he was working with the FBI and the State Department when all that went down. For the part of the Obama administration, the DOJ is dropping all charges against Mark Chury and his company, Chury Defense Group, in the case. Meanwhile, this has been going on for 5 years, and Chury is bankrupt. He's been ruined by this. Once again, doing business with the Clinton State Department in a weapons deal that career officer David Manners says, in his opinion, was operating with Chury. Then back to the FBI investigation. Noel Francisco and James Burnham, writing for the Wall Street Journal in a commentary, say Tim Kaine repeatedly defended Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server during the Tuesday night vice presidential debate. The FBI did an investigation. They concluded there was no reasonable prosecutor who would take it further. But such a statement is credible only if it follows a real criminal investigation. That is the sort of investigation the FBI and the Justice Department conduct when they actually care about a case and want a conviction, which is not the case here. These guys bring up something that's really important. What does it look like when the FBI and the Department of Justice want to get someone for malfeasance. What does it look like? Well, let's look at the case of former Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell. Oh, is he a Republican? Do you have to ask? The story had a happy ending for the governor and his wife. The Supreme Court unanimously ruled in their favor this summer. All charges were dropped, but their victory certainly wasn't due to lack of investigative zeal on the part of the FBI and the Justice Department. Here's what the federal investigators used to build their case against the McDonnells. They conducted ambush interviews. The first contact between law enforcement and the McDonnells was an ambush interview of the governor's wife. The agents lied to her about the topic of the meeting, forbade Governor McDonnell's staff from attending, grilled her on their suspicions about possible and potential public corruption. Statements from that interview later took center stage at the trial of her and her husband. Immunize only witnesses who can help deliver convictions. One person in the Governor McDonnell's case got immunity, Johnny Williams, the prosecution's star witness. For his testimony, Mr. Williams earned a wealth of blanket immunity, not simply from potential bribery prosecution, but also from unrelated crimes he might have committed, including securities and tax fraud. Investigate and charge all potential crimes. Prosecutors in Governor McDonnell's case collected more than 5 million pages of documents, filed charges for every potential crime they could. In addition to the corruption charges, the governor and his wife were accused of lying to banks and obstructing justice. The jury acquitted the McDonnells on the former. The trial judge ruled there was insufficient evidence of the latter. But the prosecutors pursued these charges vigorously despite their lack of merit. Now let's go back under all of those particular circumstances and see how these same people handled the Clinton case. Regarding conducting ambush interviews. In Mrs. Clinton's case, no ambush interviews were conducted. Witnesses were generously accommodated. The FBI and Justice Department allowed a fact witness and a potential target, Cheryl Mills, formerly the State Department's chief of staff, to simultaneously represent Ms. Clinton as her counsel. Clear conflict of interest. Immunize only witnesses who can help deliver convictions. Contrast that with Mrs. Clinton's case. Much of her staff was immunized in exchange for simply meeting with the investigators. None of them appeared to have been pressed for information or given any incentive whatsoever to spill on their boss, including two, Heather Samuelson and Cheryl Mills, who agreed to turn over their laptops as long as nothing beyond January 31st, 2015 was looked at, and that the FBI destroyed the laptops after their testimony. Investigate and charge all potential crimes. For Mrs. Clinton, there appears to have been no investigation into crimes beyond the mishandling of classified information. In particular, the FBI readily accepted Ms. Mills' claim that she did not learn about Mrs. Clinton's private server until after both of them had left the government. This is implausible, since the two are in regular email contact while working at the State Department. It's also contradicted by a witness who administered the server, as well as Mrs. Mills' own emails. These sources of inconsistencies were enough to get Mrs. McDonnell, Scooter Libby, former Vice President Dick Cheney's chief of staff, and others indicted for allegedly covering up crimes. In Mrs. Clinton's case, they weren't even investigated. National Review reports the FBI's defense of how the Clinton interview was conducted is full of holes. Andrew C. McCarthy. In a nutshell, the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Justice Department permitted Hillary Clinton's aide, Cheryl Mills, the subject of a criminal investigation, who had been given immunity from prosecution despite strong evidence she had lied to investigators, to participate as a lawyer for Hillary Clinton, the principal subject of the same criminal investigation. This unheard of accommodation was made in violation of not only rudimentary investigative protocols and attorney ethics rules, but also of federal criminal law. And yet, the FBI and Justice Department, the nation's chief enforcers of the federal criminal law, tell us they were powerless to object. In testimony this week before the House Judiciary Committee, FBI Director James Comey inveighed against critics who have slimed the Bureau as weasels over its handling of the Clinton email investigation. I am not one of those people, says Andrew McCarthy. After a quarter century in the trenches with the Bureau as a prosecutor, I'm one of those hopeless romantics who love the FBI and harbor real affection for the director himself. I genuinely hate this case. I don't mind disagreeing with the Bureau, a not infrequent occurrence in my former career, but I'm hardwired to presume the FBI's integrity. Thus, no matter how many irregularities in the Clinton investigation have rankled me, I chalk them up to the Bureau's being hamstrung. I have no such illusions, Mr. McCarthy. These are professionals. They're FBI agents. Their personal integrity should have stopped them from participating in being hamstrung. James Comey is not hamstrung by anybody. Not even the president who appointed him. He's an independent entity. He's not hamstrung, except if he hamstrings himself. Guy Benson, my colleague with Town Hall, also quotes Andy McCarthy in the original post about the revelation earlier this week. Now reports are flying from the feds that orchestrated a side deal with two top Clinton aides, that they agreed to destroy laptops after reviewing certain contents. And McCarthy is incredulous. He's incredulous. Sources said the arrangement with former Clinton Chief of Staff Cheryl Mills and ex-campaign staffer Heather Samuelson also limited the search to no longer than or no later than January 31st, 2015. It meant the investigators could not review documents for the period after the email server became public, in turn preventing the Bureau from discovering if there was any evidence of obstruction of justice. Further, they agreed to destroy the laptops after the investigation and not looking at the evidence after January 31st. If that actually happened, the FBI is now guilty of obstruction of justice. By the way, McCarthy said, please tell me the FBI's side deal with Clinton aides was a joke. Sorry, Andrew. Not the case. And regarding destroying those laptops, what are Republicans saying? I have the answer coming up in just a couple of moments. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. You are being given the evidence of government corruption at the highest levels. And that corruption includes Hillary Clinton. It's a little bit more than saying, gosh, that Ms. World or whatever her name is, what's that Ms. World? What? No, but what?
Miss Universe.
Miss Universe. Yeah. It's a little bit different than calling Miss Universe Miss Piggy, don't you think? This is the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Saturday mornings at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
This is Hugh Hewitt for the Salem Media Group. As we approach the election, we want to remind all of our listeners that voting registration deadlines are approaching. Remember, if you've moved to a new state, you need to register immediately as some states have deadlines approaching. Let me encourage you to support Donald Trump and Republican senators in your state and the Republican House members on the ticket. We do so with a special attention to the courts on our mind. The new president and the new Senate need to act jointly on the critical vacancy on the Supreme Court created by the death of Justice Scalia. Justice Scalia was a bulwark of religious liberty and freedom of expression, and Justice Scalia needs to be replaced by a like-minded jurist. This will only be possible with a Trump presidency and a Republican Senate. Keep this in mind as you register and then cast your vote. A president's term is only 4 years. Federal judges, Supreme Court justices serve for life. This election will shape the court and all of the federal courts for as many as 40 years. Vote as though your liberty depends upon it, folks, for it does. I'm Hugh Hewitt.
Message and data rates may apply.
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 100 of its highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as on campus from wherever you are. Learn more by texting CLASS to 369-369.
My name is Jonathan. I live in Portland, Oregon, and my major is communications. ASU has helped me with my life goals in the fact that it's giving me a platform to stand upon and provided me a firm foundation. The degree program fit wonderfully with how and what I wanted to do with my life.
Find out for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates. Get started today. Text CLASS to 369-369. Again, that's CLASS to 369-369.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. They give you the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. You think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you're open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
The last thing I wanted to inherit from my mom was her varicose and spider veins. Then it happened. Embarrassing, bulgy, naughty-looking legs. Not to mention the pain and swelling. I just couldn't stand it anymore, so I went to Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime. And most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses again.
Whether it's a family gathering or office formal, make sure your legs look and feel their best this fall. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. Now, the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Top-ranking Republicans yesterday escalated their inquiry into a controversial FBI agreement to destroy the laptops of 2 Hillary Clinton aides questioned in the email scandal investigation, and pressed Attorney General Loretta Lynch for answers and suggested the deal obstructed congressional investigators. It did. Remember, the Congress is still looking at all this. Those 2 laptops that the FBI magically agreed not to look at anything on the laptops, either of them, from Heather Samuelson or Cheryl Mills, beyond January 31st, 2015, had evidence that was still operative to congressional investigations. So when I'm saying the FBI is guilty of obstruction of justice, it's more accurately obstruction of Congress. But if there indeed was any information there beyond January 31st on either of those two laptops that would have tied all this together with an obstruction of justice complaint, then the FBI would then be guilty of obstruction of justice. Now, if any of those emails can be reconstructed from January 31st on from either contacts of Heather Samuelson or Cheryl Mills, then everybody goes. Let me get to Larry in Gun Barrel City. Hi.
Yeah, JD, hopefully this call won't drop like it did earlier this week, or I'm going to be having some words with that cute young Uzbekistani girl who calls herself Lily on the TV commercial. Did you know she's actually from Uzbekistan?
You know what you need is I'm telling you, man, you need a Patriot mobile phone.
I'm thinking very hard about that.
Do it. They will buy out your contract that you can keep your phone number. They'll give you a new phone and everything works just like everything works. You don't lose anything. It's perfect.
You convinced me then.
All right, my friend. Give them a buzz. Go to patriotmobile.com.
Okay.
Okay.
What I wanted to say is, now, the FBI is not Andy and Barney and Mayberry. They are, the FBI is the Marine Corps. It's the Army Rangers. It's the Navy SEAL of law enforcement.
That's right.
And I got a feeling that very possibly Hillary and her coterie here have something on Comey that we don't know about, because otherwise he's just being dragged around like an old blanket or something like this, and basically saying yes, dear, and whatever.
Yeah, I know, and you're exactly right. You're exactly right. The agreement to destroy the computers I was just talking about, the lawmakers wrote Wednesday in a letter to Lynch, is simply astonishing, given the likelihood that evidence of the laptops or on the laptops would be of interest to congressional investigators. The letter, signed by 4 Republican committee chairmen, follows allegations that immunity deals for former Clinton Chief of Staff Cheryl Mills and ex-campaign staffer Heather Samuelson included a side arrangement obliging the FBI to destroy the laptops after reviewing the devices. Sources said the arrangement also limited the search to no later than January 31st, 2015. That meant investigators could not review documents for the key period when Clinton's use of a private email server became public. House Judiciary Chairman Bob Goodlatte first asked Lynch about the terms of the letter on Monday and co-signed the latest letter Wednesday with House Oversight Chairman Jason Chaffetz. Stinks to high heaven. Absolutely stinks to high heaven. And like I said, we're still talking about Donald Trump and all of this gobbledygooky and crap that means nothing. This is federal law we're breaking here. And we're going to put her in the Oval Office? This is the Wells Report.
Sean Hannity gives you a hard truth.
Is anybody here surprised that the media is this abusively biased? How many times do I have to go back and say what has happened to this country in the media? Media is dead. The news media in this country is non-existent. All these people that attack Sean Hannity, the only difference between me and them is I'm honest.
The Sean Hannity Show, afternoons at 2, right before Larry Elder at 5 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Everyone has at least one great idea. Learn what to do with it and how to do it by listening to Idea Shares Radio every Sunday at 8 p.m. Idea Shares Radio is the show for entrepreneurs, inventors, and innovators. Your co-hosts, Brian Church, CEO and best-selling author, and Les Stouter, entrepreneur and business expert, will help take your ideas from a napkin sketch to the marketplace and teach you how to protect your intellectual property. So tune in for Idea Shares every Sunday at 8 p.m. right here on 660 AM. The Answer.
This is Michael Medved for Relief Factor with an email that came in from Nicole. She writes, I'm 34 years old and I have severe lower back pain for 20 years, and I've been taking prescription painkillers for about 6 to 7 years now. Even when taking those painkillers, it was pain almost every day for me. I'm just completely amazed now that after 2 days of taking Relief Factor, I've had no more back pain. I'm on my 5th day today and so thankful that my fiance suggested that I try this. Thank you, Relief Factor, for giving me my pain-free life back. You should enjoy a pain-free life too. Everybody should enjoy a pain-free life, of course, and you can do that with Relief Factor. You know what it is? It's all natural. It's a dietary supplement, completely safe. Just read the testimonials. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com. Use their quick start to get you set up for 3 whole weeks, just $19.95. relieffactor.com. You have nothing to lose but your pain and the whole world to gain. relieffactor.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my foundation company, Abacus Foundation Repair. The cooler temperatures of fall can bring weather changes that can bring changes to the soil around your house. And man, that can mean cracks in the sheetrock, doors that are sticking. If you even think you got a foundation problem, please call the right company first. And that's Abacus Foundation Repair, 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. They will map your house with the skill of an engineer, looking for possible causes. Maybe it's a plumbing issue or something, so the problem doesn't recur. If you don't need a new foundation or any kind of new pilings, they'll tell you. But if you do, you've called the right people. $1,000 off from Abacus, $1,000 off any job of 10 pilings or more. Not just any pilings. Millennium Composite Pilings, the only company that has them for the strongest foundation solution. You will be taken care of. You will be happy. You did call the right company. 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Have you seen CD rates recently? Have you looked at the performance of your IRA? This is Bart Johnson of Painter & Johnson Financial. If you're tired of the ups and downs of the stock market, the low interest rate environment, and worried about risking your savings, it's time to call Painter & Johnson. We have a 4.65% guaranteed interest rate product that allows you to take monthly interest, or you can let it compound tax deferred. For those wise investors looking for a secure place to put their money, ending risk and giving a great return, including CDs, IRA rollovers, or dollars just sitting in a low-yielding savings account, Painter & Johnson invites you to come in and put the powerful 4.65% guaranteed interest rate product to work for you. This product is specifically designed for 401k rollovers or as a CD alternative. For sound financial advice, call me at 817-900-3180 or come by and learn how we have preserved and grown wealth for our clients for over 40 years. 817-900-3180. Call me today and let us put our 4.65% guaranteed interest rate product to work for you.
When man stops believing in God, he'll believe in anything. Torchbearer follows the Duck Commander Phil Robertson as he argues the absurdity of life without God.
Human civilization's best chance of survival is to anchor itself in the God of creation. God created man and woman in his image. We are image bearers of God.
Torchbearer. This film is not yet rated. In select theaters October 7th. More information is available at torchbearermovie.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis, Happy Simple Sleep Services customer, and it's a good idea to get rid of the snoring, sleep healthy, live life all year long. But as the year rolls on, they take insurance at Simple Sleep Services, lower deductibles and out of pocket. Make it a really good time to get with them at 469-685-1700. If the CPAP thing isn't working, you don't want surgery, Simple Sleep Services Somnodent device. I love it. It works. SimpleSleepServices.com. They're in Dallas. They're in Fort Worth. 469-685-1700 or SimpleSleepServices.com.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report. Must hear radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. We're going to take a break from the politics and stuff like this, although I really feel like I should tell you this. Remember when Hillary Clinton was interviewed by Steve Harvey? Yeah. The Hillary decided what she was going to do was she was going to go and be interviewed by Steve Harvey. And the Clinton campaign gave Steve Harvey the exact questions he had to ask Hillary for the interview. So in other words, the Clinton campaign scripted the Steve Harvey interview.
So you mean all the guffaws, Steve, that was all acted out.
That was all fakeroo. Joining us. Okay. So that's the last thing we're going to do. And then we'll get back to some other stuff here in a minute. Oh yeah. The executive producer wants that piece of business because she puts it in the archives. Okay.
Thank you.
So here we go. Every year, like the swallows returning to Capistrano, like the gray whales mating off the coast of Hawaii. Well, they don't actually mate; they just sort of hang out, drink giant whale-sized drinks with whale-sized umbrellas in them and stuff. Like all of those things, once a year, we are just absolutely thrilled to have Dr. Shuya Baxter from U.S. Health Works.
Mm-hmm.
From U.S. Health Works, I get it all backwards.
Managing physician.
She is the managing physician. She's also a captain, 06, Eagle, in the Naval Reserve, and she joins us and stabs us every year. Now, normally, first of all, Doctor, welcome to the show. Good to have you here.
It's good to be here, Jon-David.
Really good to have you. Now, normally, what ends up happening is that I'm the only one that gets the shot because the rest of the other two members of the cadre of people involved in this entire affair, for whatever reason, they have various excuses as to why they don't take the flu shot. Okay, now Magic Matt Swinney, who has never taken the flu shot until this year, just got his. Congratulations, buddy. Did it hurt?
Bite me.
Okay. And then
I can confirm he did not cry like a little girl.
he did not cry like a little girl.
So you lost the bet, Jon-David.
All right, here's the $5. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And now, someone who has always told me that every time she gets a flu shot, she gets the flu, the lovely and talented Vicky Stifer will now get her flu shot.
That's right, Jon-David.
Now you haven't had a flu shot in how long?
Oh, I can't remember.
You can't remember?
I can't remember how long it's been. Every time I get the flu shot, I get sick. Every single time.
It's not going to happen this time.
Dr. Baxter assures me that it will not happen.
Okay, and here we go. So you're about to get this. Do you want to narrate it? She hasn't even stuck you yet. Didn't even stick you yet.
I'm
Here
ready.
you go. There you go.
Mommy!
Oh, stop it.
Dr. Baxter's a pro. She's all right.
See, did that hurt?
Not at all.
Didn't hurt me either.
There you have it. Now,
We're
ready
to believe you.
Now you gotta now why would you get vaccinated? I mean, obviously you don't want to get the flu, because I got the flu and I started doing this years ago. I just to publicize the flu shot's out. It's a good one. Get your flippin' flu shot. Okay, seriously now, because you don't want to come down with the flu, man. I thought I was gonna die.
That is so true. And not only can you keep yourself from becoming sick, you can also prevent other people who are not as strong as you from also getting sick if you get your flu shot.
That's true. In case you've never had the flu, the list of symptoms just doesn't do it justice. Yeah, fever, chills, sore throat. Yeah, muscle aches. No, you feel like you've been run over by a truck. Fatigue, cough, headache. I was nauseated and miserable. I mean, I literally did not want to get out of bed, and that's unbelievable for me. It's just not my thing.
It starts out with all those symptoms, and then as you get to be weaker because you're not eating, drinking, and taking care of yourself, then you start having symptoms just from having not been able to take care of yourself.
Dehydration.
Yes.
Stuff
Sore
like
throat,
that.
fever. Yes.
The flu vaccine can keep you from getting the flu, make the flu less severe if you do get it, help keep you from spreading flu to your family and other people. A dose of flu vaccine is recommended every flu season. Children 6 months through 8 years of age may need to get 2 doses during the same flu season. How come?
Because their immune systems may not be quite as strong as it is for adults.
Now, a lot of people are concerned that they're actually getting a flu virus. They're not, are they?
No, they're not. You can't get the flu from any of the flu vaccines that are approved this year. The live vaccine is no longer available this year.
It's no longer available.
No, it was not quite as effective as you thought it was going to be, so it was found not to be of any significant benefit. Now, in the past years, the testing showed that it was actually pretty good, but just recently, the CDC has said that it's not recommending the live vaccine this year.
Okay. Now, every year they make a different vaccine.
Yes, because there's different types of flu viruses that are more prominent every year.
Okay, and the way they do that, they keep their eye because their temperature range has to be in a particular spot for the flu to live. Is that correct?
There's some of that associated with it, but it's a surveillance system. There are doctors throughout the country that send in samples from people that have flu-like symptoms, and then the CDC tests them, and whichever ones are the most commonly reported in the beginning of the year is what we get the flu vaccine out of.
And they get these classifications like H1N1. I think that's the basic
Yes.
flu, is it not?
Yes, it has to do with the types of proteins that are on those the flu viruses.
Okay, and so that's how they classify these flus. And then what happens is that they create a vaccine around the various different kinds of flu prevalent around the world in that particular year. Is that correct?
Or around the United States where we are
I see.
collecting the vaccines from. Because in South America, the vaccine may be a little bit different if they're having different types of flu viruses.
Okay. Now there are people that should not have this shot. Those are people that have severe life-threatening allergies. If you've ever had a dose of flu vaccine and got really, really sick, and not talking about the faux sickness that Vicky's talking about, where she convinced herself that
Hold the phone.
that she had the flu when she did not. Anyway,
We'll see when nobody's screening your calls next week. Okay?
I'm telling you, you're going to be fine. You're going to be right as rain. You're going to be floating like an effortless sweet dove through the air of flu freeness.
Wow, you just described every day of my life.
I know. So if you've had let's see, is it Guillain-Barré? What is it called?
Guillain-Barré.
Guillain-Barré. Okay, if you didn't Prince sing a song about that?
Hold up, isn't that French? You should know that.
I
She
know.
just got back from France.
Oh, that was raspberry beret. Okay, so that's not the same. So you can get this even if you wear a raspberry beret. Is that correct? So I could say Guillain-Barré. I could have done that, but I didn't want to sound stupid because you suddenly get.
Really?
That's funny. That's funny, Matt.
But
Funny.
he did, Dr. Baxter. He just got back from France.
I did
so
get back from France.
He's got a little français.
Petit français. And by the way, you're not supposed to take this if you're not feeling well. But look, if you're allergic to eggs, is that an issue?
It depends on what type of allergy you have to the egg. So severe egg allergies, you have to weigh the risk of getting the immunization versus your risk of getting the disease itself. And there actually are recommendations that if you have a history of severe allergies, that you might need to be hospitalized to get the flu shot.
Whoa!
If your reaction is that severe.
That's incredible. Now, when you talk about the reaction, you're talking about, like, for example, I can't take penicillin because of anaphylaxis, which is where your body quits working. It just stops. Your heart stops, your breathing stops, everything stops. And everything that doesn't stop swells. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. And that is the reaction we are trying to avoid.
Yes. Having experienced it, I can tell you that I am a professional. Listen to the doctor. Avoid this reaction at all possible cost. I'm just saying. It was really great. I remember I came back after getting my last penicillin shot when I was, I think, 11 or something like that. I was rolling around in the back of the van, drooling, saying, "No, I'm fine, Mom." It was terrible. Let's see. Risks of a vaccine reaction. Minor problems can be soreness, redness, swelling where the shot was given, hoarseness, sore, red, or itchy eyes, cough, fever, aches, headache, itching, fatigue. Some of those are similar to the flu vaccine. The flu. No, wait a minute. You just hush up. Now, what is now? Are there people who get some of these reactions to the vaccine who think they've got the flu?
Actually, that happens very frequently. And those are actually the signs of your body reacting to the vaccine. But the most common side effect is a little achiness where you got the immunization.
Yeah. Stop it, Matt. Pish posh. It's absolutely painless. I mean, I've had these for years with Dr. Shuya Baxter. I've never felt one yet. Let's see. What else do we have? More serious problems. It says more serious problems following a flu shot can include a small risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome after inactivated flu vaccine. This risk has been estimated at 1 or 2 additional cases per million of people vaccinated. Now, what is Guillain-Barré? We kind of skipped over that. What is it?
Now, that's actually a very, very rare condition where you can have problems with your nerves, and it actually typically starts like in the feet and it travels up. And it's really kind of a problem if it goes as high as like the lungs, because sometimes if they have a very severe case, they may not be able to breathe well. But most of the time it's like numbness and tingling of the nerves starts in the feet and trickles on up.
I see. Okay. So you want to avoid that. Young children who get the flu shot along with pneumococcal vaccine and or DPT shots at the same time may be slightly likely to have a seizure caused by fever.
Actually, young children are more prone to seizures just with fever by itself.
Right.
Their immune systems just aren't quite as, or actually the neurologic systems aren't as mature as they are in adults. So vaccines in general sometimes will cause fevers, and the more vaccines you give, the more likely you are to have fevers.
Some things that happened after any injected vaccine, some people feel faint, including vaccinations, any kind of medical procedure, including vaccinations. Sitting or lying down for 15 minutes can help prevent fainting. Whenever I get a shot, what I try to do is I try to walk along the edge of a very tall building in downtown Dallas whenever I get a chance.
Would that be a shot of whiskey?
Oh, or we're still talking about the flu shot, right? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You're right. Okay. Exactly. Some people get severe pain in the shoulder, and it's nothing compared to getting the flu. Okay. What should you look for? Look for anything that concerns you: severe allergy or allergic reaction, high fever, unusual behavior. So somebody's going to hit the
like
panic.
on the Wells report.
Yeah, like every day.
It's going to be a little difficult to
like
decipher.
every
coming out
day
of us,
I'm
okay?
on the Wells report.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Why do you come in
every
for
day I
disease,
work
Dr.
for you.
Baxter?
Okay. So that's, having said all of that, I guess I've finished stalling. You've had your flu shot now.
I indeed have. Yes.
Do you feel better?
I'm already feeling sick.
Oh, stop it.
I'm just kidding.
You're killing me. Okay, Dr.
I'm
My
Baxter.
shoulder hurts right now.
Your shoulder doesn't hurt. Couldn't possibly hurt. Should you give it to your left shoulder?
Matt, we need some music here.
Need some music?
Dracula music would
Nah,
be good.
this is easy. This
Dr.
is easy
Baxter,
squeezy.
walking
Easy
around the
squeezy.
studio.
Look at this mighty muscle. Did you see this? You see this, man?
Pretending to compliment him on his muscle, Dr. Baxter
Wait a
applies
minute.
the alcohol pad.
Hold on. I'm sorry, we're not hearing. What did you say?
I think I have a smallpox vaccine scar. I can go right
I
through
do.
if you like.
Yeah, I
I go
did get a
next to it?
smallpox. Yeah,
Wait, will it hurt if it's like scar tissue there and you put the needle in there?
it probably hurt less. She's never hurt me before in my life.
No, she's excellent.
She's really good at this.
All
It's
right,
almost like she
Dr.
does it for a
Baxter,
living.
Getting
Yeah,
the air
see?
out of the needle.
Yeah,
Here we
right.
go.
Okay,
We're
fantastic.
really with the stick.
It's always completely painless. It's always painless. It doesn't hurt a bit. It's easy. Thank you. Whew. Okay. Yeah, see, it's totally painless.
Jon-David, you're sweating all of a sudden.
Oh,
are you?
no, not me. Did somebody say something about a shot of whiskey? Because I would really kind of like to have one just right now.
I think that had to do with walking on the edge of a building.
Oh,
think the
well, I can
whiskey
do that
shot,
too.
yes.
Sure. Okay. Well, if that's what it takes to get a whiskey shot, I'll be back in a few minutes. And make sure that it's Witherspoon, Texas whiskey.
I'll call Quentin.
I'm just telling you, tell Quentin to give me my whiskey. That was great. All right. By the way, I want you to understand something. I was only joking about it hurting. She went right through my smallpox scar, and I didn't feel it at all. I didn't realize it was that numb. I mean, my smallpox scar. You know, not a lot of people have those anymore.
No, but actually, I pinched the skin around the scar as well.
Is
so,
that
yeah.
so? That's how you do it. You mask it.
Something like that, yes.
Fantastic. Dr. Shuya Baxter, people want to know more about their flu shot and U.S. HealthWorks. Where do they go and what do they do?
So if they're particularly interested in the flu shot, the CDC or the county health department has lots of information about the flu shot, which luckily right now is not particularly high, but it's still early in the season. And then for U.S. HealthWorks, you can go to ushealthworks.com. We have a very nice website there with all sorts of information on how to contact us.
Dr. Baxter, it is so great to see you. And thank you so much for agreeing to do this madness again this year.
Oh, you're very welcome, Jon-David.
We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. Back with more in just a moment. Your conservative dollars are worth a lot, except to big cellular companies. You see, your conservative dollars only mean one thing to them. They can turn those conservative dollars into liberal ones. Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report. Big cellular phone companies do one thing very, very well: support liberal politicians, liberal causes, liberal policies. And your money goes to finance all of that liberality. Is that what you want? I don't think so. What we need to do is we need to switch our telephone services to Patriot Mobile. Why? Because 5% of every dollar you spend on your Patriot Mobile telephone goes to the conservative ones that you believe in. Harlan called me the other day and said that he could not switch to Patriot Mobile fast enough. He chose to give his 5% to the Tea Party. When you switch today, you can choose who gets the 5% of the money that you spend on your brand new Patriot Mobile telephone. Right now, get a free Samsung Galaxy S7 with unlimited talk, text, and data for only $70. Mention or enter the promo code. Now, this is important. Are you paying attention? Mention or enter the promo code WELLS, WELLS, at checkout, and you will waive your activation fees for up to 2 lines of your new Patriot Mobile phone plan. Call Patriot Mobile today at 1-800-A-PATRIOT or check out patriotmobile.com. Whatever you do, mention or enter the promo code WELLS at checkout and get your activation fees waived on the spot for up to 2 lines. Visit patriotmobile.com for more details. 1-800-A-PATRIOT.
More of the Wells Report is coming up next on 660 AM. The Answer.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Saturday mornings at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hey there, this is Eric Metaxas. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595, 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University online.
Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. Have you received a letter or personal visit from the IRS? Has the IRS garnished your paycheck or seized your bank account? If so, you need to take action now. You're a target of the most powerful collection agency in the world, and you need representation you can trust. Don't get scammed by imitators and telemarketers' high-pressure tactics. At Wall & Associates, they develop trust with their clients through a free face-to-face consultation. They've saved their clients over $129 million in the past 5 years. Call 1-800-983-5313 now for your free face-to-face consultation. Ignoring your tax problem will only make it worse. Call 1-800-983-5313 to get immediate help. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has helped thousands of taxpayers, and they can help you. Call now, 1-800-983-5313, 800-983-5313, wallandassociates.net.
Here's something to feel good about from Centrum Silver. Vitamin D was discovered in the age of dancing, the roaring 20s. Right on cue, because vitamin D plays an essential role in supporting strong bones and muscles. And just as dance moves have evolved, so is the importance of vitamin D. That's why Centrum Silver upgraded to our highest level of vitamin D3 ever.
Hey, want to dance?
Centrum Silver, something to definitely feel good about.
I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. Recently, mortgage rates have dropped to the second lowest level in history. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is all the way down to 3.5%, APR 3.57%. It's a great time to refinance with Quicken Loans and save hundreds every month. So lock in this ultra-low rate before it goes back up. Call 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Have you ever considered joining the military but stopped because you couldn't deploy to a foreign country? Believe it or not, the state of Texas has its own military force that stands alongside the Texas National Guard, the Texas Air National Guard, and serves only inside the state of Texas. It's called the Texas State Guard. I'm Tech Sergeant John Wells of the 4th Air Wing, and we're looking for you to join us. Give us a call at 877-398-8350. That's 877-398-8350. If you love Texas as much as we do, join the 4th Air Wing of the Texas State Guard.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report is on 660 AM, The Answer.
I don't even know what this would be like. But apparently, there is a little bit of hostility between a couple of people on the Fox News channel having to do with this presidential campaign between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. It's between Sean Hannity and Megyn Kelly. Apparently, they are trading insults about their divergent approaches to covering the 2016 presidential race. Megyn Kelly is a news journalist. She deals with things from a journalism standpoint. Sean Hannity is a commentator. He is an editorialist, and what he ends up doing is he talks about his absolutely honest support of Donald Trump, and then all of a sudden they started getting into a mess between the two of them. Hannity tweeted Kelly, "Clearly you support Hillary Clinton," and calling one of your colleagues out. Woo, I'm not sure that's a great idea. So it's like professional wrestling, Fox News Channel style. Who will win? You're listening to the Wells Report.
You know, there's a big difference between talking about the auto industry and knowing the auto industry. Hey, Kurt Chase here, host of the Automotive Edge radio show. We're right here every Saturday morning. I bring 25 years of dealership and automotive straight talk to you, the consumer. Whether it's buying or leasing a car, knowing a good used car from a bad bucket of bolts, financing to the best cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's the Automotive Edge radio show Saturday mornings right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis from my friends at Viascan of Las Colinas. Simple question. What are we trying to do? Well, Mark, what do you mean? I mean, what are we trying to do? Let's make the list. Eat healthy, lose weight. That's all good. But listen, on that list somewhere, keep aware of our own bodies. Try to fend off heart attacks and cancer by being aware of what's going on inside us. Scan technology exists, and Viascan prices give us the motivation to do the job right. At Viascan of Las Colinas, John Duncan and the crew are there for you at a number I'm about to share so that you can see through the heart scan if you have plaques or blockages going on in your heart. See through the body scan what's going on in various other vital organs, maybe any pesky cancers that are festering there that you can detect early, the virtual colonoscopy, and so much more so we can stay healthy, stay on the planet, stay plugged into life. 972-739-2840. Call them. 972-739-2840, or just Google Viascan.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Ask the Expert. We're with Jay Peak, speaker, author, financial educator. Jay, you recently co-authored a book with international writer and business coach Brian Tracy. Can you tell us a little bit more about the book and who it's for?
Yeah, absolutely. I co-authored the book for everybody curious about safe money strategies. And, the book is a great way for our clients to learn more about our philosophies and to see if we're really a good fit for them.
And how can people get this book?
Well, for everybody listening today, they can go to our website at peakfinancialcorporation.com and request a free copy of my national selling book, or they can call us at 844-J-PEAK. That's 844-529-7325.
Everyone really can benefit from this book. It's called Success Today. You could go online to peakfinancialcorporation.com and you'll get a free copy of it, or you could call 844-529-7325. That's 844-JAYPEAK. That's going to do it. Make sure to keep listening for the next episode of Ask the Expert.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jay Metzler.
Everybody's prepared for this. They're doing everything they can to get ready. And it's happening now.
Florida Governor Rick Scott deploying 3,500 National Guard troops with Hurricane Matthew heading toward the state's mid-Atlantic coastline overnight. Some counties have curfews in effect with trees and power lines already coming down.
Three threats right now. First, the rain is coming in sideways. Second, the wind has picked up. We've seen 40-mile-an-hour-per-hour gusts this afternoon, then 50-mile-per-hour. Now we're hitting 60 miles per hour. So we're seeing small trees and limbs come down. But the real threat isn't going to be the number. it's going to be that black water behind me, and it's rolling up steadily. The real threat could be from a storm surge anywhere of 3 to 7 feet.
Fox's Steve Harrigan in Sebastian, Florida. The governors of Georgia and the Carolinas also ordering mandatory evacuations. Fox News, we report, you decide.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. The Mark Davis Show.
Two things getting closer: Hurricane Matthew and presidential debate night number 2. How will one affect the other? We offer prayers for our countrymen in the storm's path. I'm keeping an eye on efforts from the left to delay or ditch the second debate. After all, it's Trump's chance to rebound, hitch onto the Mike Pence debate success. Camp Hillary doesn't want that. Wonder what they might suggest. Join us for a Friday show. Go Rangers.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Do you know what a RIA is? It's a real estate investor association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitch man. Come network with local Dallas area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, October 13th at 6 p.m. at the Dallas Addison Marriott near the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-USA-HOME. This month, we're hosting a local real estate panel of experts. Call 800-USA-HOME. Write it down. That's 800-USA-HOME to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investors Association.
Message and data rates may apply.
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 100 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as you would on campus, from wherever you are, on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. For information, text LEARN to 42424. Learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates, and why 90% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. To learn more about ASU online degrees, text LEARN to 42424. Again, that's LEARN to 42424.
Guys, are you tired of being tired? Frustrated because it seems impossible to lose belly fat? If you're looking for a solution, then listen to Mark.
I had fantastic results with the Andro 400 Max. Probably lost 35 pounds, and more impressive than that was the inches I lost off of my belly and my waist. And the increased energy is fantastic. I'll be totally honest, I tried a different product, and I wasn't happy with the different product. You guys are considerably cheaper than the other brand, and I can really feel the difference.
Andro 400 Max, the extra strength, all natural testosterone booster. The safe, easy, and affordable way to gain energy and lose stubborn belly fat. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Feel and look like a new man. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
The last thing I wanted to inherit from my mom was her varicose and spider veins. Then it happened. Embarrassing, bulgy, knotty-looking legs. Not to mention the pain and swelling. I just couldn't stand it anymore, so I went to Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses again.
Whether it's a family gathering or office formal, make sure your legs look and feel their best this fall. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
You might not know it, but fall is the perfect time to feed your lawn. So this football season, you can spend halftime eating some lukewarm bean dip, Or you can head outside and run some lawn feeding routes using Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard Fall Lawn Food. The conditions are ideal for grass to grow deep roots, so your lawn will be stronger come spring. So forget the room temperature dip. Get out there and pick up your bag today. Fall time is yard time with Scott's.
Mattress shopping lately? Then you know the stores around here are pretty much all the same, with the same mix of brands and models, not to mention all the confusing pricing. Eric Nadel for Savin European Sleep Systems. There's one mattress that's very different. It's the Savin Organic Mattress, designed for deeper, more restful sleep. I should know. I've slept on a Savin mattress for almost a decade. Why buy a Savin? Why would you ever consider anything else? It's simply a better mattress. Savin European Sleep Systems. In Dallas and Southlake, learn more at savin.com.
This is an important announcement for business individuals and entrepreneurs looking for investment capital now. A special toll-free number has been established by Heartland Capital Trust at 1-800-315-CASH. Call this number now if you are a business owner, entrepreneur, or someone with a great idea that needs funding. Thousands of business owners, entrepreneurs, and individuals just like you are making the call each week to get the help they need. Call Heartland Capital Trust now at 1-800-315-2274. That's 1-800-315-2274. Call now.
660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. U.S. HealthWorks. The medical director there, the lovely, and I mean absolutely lovely, Shuya Baxter. She is so sweet and she is so nice. And she has given us those shots. How it's been 6 years, right? That's number 6. Yeah. She was one of the first people that ever booked on the Wells Report here on 660 AM The Answer, and she has continued to support us, and she just got a Wells Report coin, and so on for all of her very kind support of this broadcast. And one of the great people on this planet, Dr. Shuya Baxter from U.S. HealthWorks. Let's give her a big, huge, gigantic, warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, because she's a great guy. Navy Captain, 06. Woo! I was surprised at Donald Trump. And I was surprised at Donald Trump at the last debate. Now, why was I surprised? I was surprised at the last debate because Donald Trump made a decision when he was being attacked by Hillary for this supposed misogyny that he is somehow supposed to be guilty of. And of course, the latest thing today, the latest nugget on the misogyny is interviewing Playboy playmates. Okay? As if, he never really thought that he was going to run for president of the United States. Okay? And let me ask you a question. So we know one president that wanted to be the president ever since he was a little kid, and that was Bill Clinton. He met John Kennedy. There's a picture of it. And so what they've got there is they've got a situation where we know one guy, and maybe John Kennedy himself, maybe he was being groomed. Actually, it was his older brother that was being groomed for the presidency by the old man. And so what we have here is we have this stupid notion that anything that happens in your life is fair game when you run for president, which is hokum. It's absolute hokum. And not only is it hokum, it's also hypocrisy written large. How dare Hillary Clinton charge anybody doing anything with misogyny when she's married to Bill? And still married to Bill. It would be one thing if she had divorced Bill after what, the third or fourth or fifth or sixth rape allegation? But she didn't. She threatened these women. She told them not to speak. And Donald Trump was going to say something at that last debate about it, but decided not to for the sake of Chelsea. I do not know what Donald Trump is going to do. Part of me says, Donald, tell the truth and let the politics settle themselves. That is what he should do. Tell the truth. In this next debate, he can dramatically help himself by telling the truth. And part of that truth is Bill's conduct. I don't know how many women have to tell you about being raped by your husband before you become an accomplice to the task or accomplice to the crime. But there are a lot of women out there that have complaints about Bill Clinton. Meantime, he's still the toast of the town. Democrats still show up. The news media covers him everywhere he goes. But what about Bill Cosby? Bill Cosby? Anybody ring a bell? Hello, Bill Cosby? Bill Clinton, Bill Cosby. Bill Clinton, Bill Cosby. Well, Bill Cosby is about to get tried for all of this stuff. Bill Clinton arguably was tried. He was impeached while in office and found guilty. And the Senate chose not to remove him from office. Which, by the way, I believe is the thing that should have been done, and I thought that was probably just. But that, of course, was thinking about the fact that American history would kind of deal with him harshly. But so far, the sycophants that seem to follow the Clinton family around show absolutely no boundaries of reality or accountability for anybody in this family. Anybody. Whether that translates into history, I have no idea. So Donald Trump now is appearing on the campaign trail saying in Nevada, a vote for me is a vote for change, common sense, a strong military, great veterans care, Second Amendment rights, good health care. It's also a vote directly for you because I am a reflection of you. You're voting as people. Do you have this? Oh, well, then let's play it. Let him say it. This is Bill Clinton campaigning in Nevada. I'm sorry. What did I say? Bill Clinton? I'm sorry. I got confused. This is Donald Trump campaigning in Nevada, talking about why you should vote for him.
A vote for me is a vote for change and common sense and strong military and great veteran care and Second Amendment rights and good health care, so many things, borders. But it's also a vote directly for you because I am a reflection of you, and that's what's happened. You're voting as people that believe in yourselves. You're voting to believe in your future. You are voting to believe in your great country. All together, we are going to make America wealthy again. We are going to make America strong again. We are going to make America safe again. And we are going to make America great again.
Yeah. Now, this is the Donald Trump that can be the president of the United States. But in that same tone And with that same humility, he needs to tell the truth about his opponent. It would sound something like this. Hillary Clinton killed 4 American heroes in Benghazi. Hillary Clinton flouted American law, just blew it off because she said it was convenience. But I think it's something far, far deeper. In that what she ended up doing was making it quite inconvenient for herself, even while she was doing it, to do business. She co-opted so many others in the State Department to change classification markings and then change them again when the FOIA requests came in. This scandal it makes the Watergate scandal look like a particle of political corruption. I mean, think about the conspirators here. Cheryl Mills, Heather Samuelson, Jake Sullivan, Brian Pagliano. The president himself using an alias to communicate with Hillary Clinton on a private email server he disavowed knowing anything about. The subsequent investigation besmirches and totally stains the FBI and the Department of Justice. All of these things my opponent has brought to America. Her Middle Eastern policies are a disaster. ISIS exists because of those policies. The United States will at some point need to intervene again in the Middle East. Our historic enemy, Russia, has already intervened and now attempts to dictate terms about what we will do in the Middle East, and they are backing it up with very harsh, warlike rhetoric, which is going unanswered by the Obama administration and, oh, by the way, the State Department, and, oh, by the way, Hillary Clinton. All she can say is that because of one statement that I made, me talking as Donald Trump, about Vladimir Putin, that I think he's some kind of hero. No, I said he was a stronger leader than Barack Obama, and he is. Hillary Clinton looked you right in the eye and looked at your representatives right in the eye in Congress and lied 6 times. This is not a matter of subjective opinion. The FBI director came in right behind her and said she had lied to Congress. Today's revelations, that of the 55,000 pages of everything that had anything to do with the private server and so on and so forth, the 55,000 pages of emails, it turns out that there are a couple of boxes missing. The boxes that would probably have communications regarding her setting up a private email server and the arrangements she had to make in order to make that fly. Well, that's going to cost a very, very expensive Washington law firm their license to operate. There are going to be people that get disbarred over that. But the American people, if you believe the corrupt mainstream media, another part of this conspiracy, what they're going to do is they're just going to follow what the media says and just go vote for Hillary in droves. I disagree. I don't think that's going to happen. But it's possible. Donald Trump stands in the way. He's got to man up and decide that that's what he wants. If he wants the presidency, he's going to have to use the information available to take her out. And that's just the way it is. This is the Wells Report.
Join with 660 AM The Answer on October 7th. We'll be celebrating our military heroes at a benefit concert featuring Jeremy Camp. The brave men and women who serve our nation place their lives on the line for our freedom. When they come home, many are wounded and are unable to find jobs. Tragically, the suicide rate among veterans is staggering and often goes unmentioned and unreported. The Guardian for Heroes Foundation, which was established by Texas-owned Chris Kyle, feels it's time we band together to help these heroes. Their very own supporter, George Chamel, is going to raise awareness of the issues facing veterans by running entirely across America. That's right. He's literally running from San Diego to Ground Zero in New York in the next 60 days. Here's how you can help celebrate George's arrival in Texas. Grammy-nominated Jeremy Camp will be performing live at Elevate Life Church in Frisco on Friday, October 7th. All proceeds will benefit the Guardian for Heroes Foundation. Make a difference by getting your tickets now at itickets.com. That's itickets.com.
Message and data rates may apply.
When did American men get so soft? Today's average red-blooded American man has less testosterone than his father, and his father has less testosterone than his father. Before we turn into a country of powder puffs, Force Factor is launching the Man Up America event. We want to send every man in America a complimentary bottle of the breakout supplement taking GNC by storm. Test X 180 Ignite, loaded with free testosterone-boosting manliness. Get your complimentary bottle by texting MAN to 321-321. Test X 180 Ignite raises levels of free testosterone in your body to help build lean muscle during workouts. Plus, it helps incinerate fat, fuel explosive sexual desire, and improve performance. Now you can continue to feel like the real men that made this country great. Do yourself a favor. Do America a favor. Text MAN to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle. That's a complimentary bottle by texting MAN to 321-321.
You've seen her on TV.
You look around your church sometime, the older the fella, the higher their britches are. That can be painful. You know what I mean?
You've seen her on the big screen.
I do have on 2 pairs of Spanx. I put on one pair, I got a hole. I thought I had a tumor. You know what I mean?
Now, here's your chance to see her live.
There's no real ladylike way of describing this, is there?
Shonda Pierce, the queen of clean comedy, is back with the Happily Laughter After Tour.
Hi, this ain't Pretty Bill. We're going to tell you how it really is.
Come see Shonda Pierce and special guest Karen Williams and the Happily Laughter After Tour. For details and ticket information, visit awakeningevents.com.
You can walk a mile in my world.
Join us for the 94.9 KLTY Dallas Baptist University Concert Series, Saturday, October 8th at Cottonwood Creek Church in Allen. Get tickets at itickets.com.
One had a pink one had a blue one.
When man stops believing in God, he'll believe in anything. Torchbearer follows the Duck Commander Phil Robertson as he argues the absurdity of life without God.
Human civilization's best chance of survival is to anchor itself in the God of creation. God created man and woman in his image. We are image bearers of God.
Torchbearer. This film is not yet rated. In select theaters October 7th. More information is available at torchbearermovie.com.
Sunday on CNN, the second presidential debate.
Welcome, I'm Anderson Cooper. Thanks for joining us.
After an explosive first battle, Clinton and Trump return to the stage.
We will rise together because we are stronger together.
Just weeks before the election.
We will make America great again. Thank you.
Anderson Cooper moderates the second presidential debate. Live coverage starts Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern on CNN.
Aging populations, demographics, Europe, the Middle East, institutional real estate. These are just some of the topics that we're covering in the Prepare for Inflation Now conference. That's Saturday, October 15th at 9 a.m. This is Jerry Tuma, host of Smart Money. If you're worried about the stock market, your nest egg, come to our conference and learn why you must prepare for inflation now. 800-327-4285, 1-800-327-4285.
Jerry Tuma is a registered representative with Independent Financial Group, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
First, Gary from accounting came in with the sniffles. Just a cold, he said, but it was not a cold. Then Jenna breaks out in a heavy sweat. It's the flu. Then round and round the office it goes. But when it's your turn, well, it's not going to be your turn because you got your flu shot at Rite Aid, where they care about you and your health. So while they're waiting for the coughing, sore throat, aching flu to pass, you can go to the big game. Score! Shield yourself with a flu shot from Rite Aid before it's too late. No appointments necessary. voluntary and it's free with most insurance. Rite Aid with us is personal. Flu vaccines available while supplies last. Age restrictions apply in some states. See pharmacy for details.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, we're talking about it right now on The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. Let me get to Barbara in North Richland Hills in Texas. Hello, Barbara and NRH. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. I was just talking to the other lady. I don't think that there's any way Trump is going to win. If this was a contest between two ethical opponents, he would have a chance. But I really don't think that it's even if he had more voters, I don't think there's a chance that he can win, because Hillary's group, they will stop at nothing to win. You know, they'll register illegal immigrants, they'll register deceased voters.
And they're doing it, by the way. There was somebody else caught doing that today.
Right. So, I mean, you can't win against that. You can't win against evil like that.
Here's the situation. And CNN brings this up. Sean Kennedy points out that Donald Trump is having trouble at the polls. But he also points out a couple of other things. Polls are not elections. The famous headline, Dewey defeats Truman, turned out to be wrong. Kennedy points, this is Sean Kennedy, the writer of this particular article, points at the Brexit vote, with Britain voting to leave the European Union. Nobody, including all the pollsters in England, believed that the people of England were going to leave the European Union. Voting in Colombia and more. And not only that, but remember the polling that was in place right before the Israeli elections, the last Israeli elections, with Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu, according to the polls, was going to get smoked in that election. He was actually making arrangements to leave being the prime minister and so on and so forth. And when all the votes were counted, he won that election, and his party won that election by a landslide. Now, this isn't wishful thinking on my part. And I have misjudged the American people before, twice. I suppose I could be wrong again. But when I start stacking up all the things that Hillary Clinton is responsible for, and I start stacking up all the people that have destroyed themselves trying to defend her, and all the lies, and all the fecklessness, and all the incompetence. I mean, you got the FBI director testifying you're incompetent. I can't believe that the American people would be so stupid as to go ahead and elect her to be the president of the United States. No, I think Donald Trump is going to win. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, I'm Rick Foster with Guardian Financial Management and the host of Plain Talk No Worries Financial Hour. Heard right here on 660 AM at 4 o'clock every Saturday. Do you know why the stock market did so well in the 80s and 90s and why there have been 2 major crashes in the last 16 years? You need to know the reasons why so you can make the right decisions for your family. Listen to Plain Talk No Worries here every Saturday at 4 o'clock and we will pull back the curtains and show you the truth. That's 4 o'clock on Saturday right here on 660 AM The Answer.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. They give you the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers?
Check, check, check. Promo time, promo time, promo time, promo time, promo time, promo. No, I'm not going to say that at all. I'm not going to say that at all. How badly does Donald Trump want to be the president of the United States? The other day, he said he was not going to talk about Bill's philandering because Chelsea was in the room. And I'm not sure you get to be the president of the United States without being strong enough to tell the American people the truth, especially when that is exactly what you should have done. Donald Trump has the facts. Will he use them in Sunday's debate? The questions we answer next time on the Wells Report. Mark Davis, good Friday morning, brother. Is it Friday morning? Mark Davis, good Friday morning, brother. Thanks so much for having me drop by. Mark Davis, good Friday morning. Thank you, Lifford. Yeah. Mark Davis, thanks very much for letting me drop by this Friday morning. I hope you're having a great day. I want to say that it's going to be Wednesday, October 19th. You and I get to hang out together at the Studio Movie Grill. By the way, if you don't know what Mark and I are talking about, get your tickets to go see the last Donald Trump-Hillary Clinton debate watch party on October 19th, 7:30 p.m. Cost you $10. Get to 660amtheanswer.com and get those tickets. Coming up tonight, by the way, we're going to talk a little bit more about Donald Trump and whether or not he truly wants to be the president of the United States. The other day at the debate, he said he wasn't going to talk about Bill's philandering because Chelsea was in the room. I think you have to tell the truth, even if it's painful for the people involved, if you want to be the president of the United States. And there's some uglier truths out there that Donald Trump is going to need to talk about Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. We'll talk about it next time. In the meantime, we'll talk about it tonight on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer. Monday. And so the debate has been. Okay. It's the next to last presidential debate. Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump. How's it going to be? Well, let's see. Okay, here we go. Oh, I got it. It's the next to last presidential debate. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump will get together another time to discuss the issues of the day. The question is, what's his name? The moderator. No, it's the guy from CNN. Anderson Cooper. The question is, will Anderson Cooper be fair? Will he be straightforward? Will Anderson Cooper, dare I say it, be fair and balanced? Or will he follow in the footsteps of Lester Holt and Or will he follow in the footsteps of Lester Holt and Elaine Quijano and go ahead and help Hillary Clinton win again? No. And go ahead and help Hillary Clinton. Dinesh D'Souza will be our guest as we go through the debate and we analyze it step by step on the next edition of the Wells Report. I'm going to do that whole thing again. Do we have time? Okay, here we go. It's the second of 3 presidential debates, and we're going to get some heavy-duty help analyzing it with Dinesh D'Souza from Hillary's America. I'm talking about the Wells Report. Make sure you join us Monday night because make sure you join us Monday night. Make sure you join us tonight because we're going to sit down with Dinesh D'Souza, and he's going to tell us what he thinks, who won the debate, and why, and we'll have you there too. Next time on the Wells Report.
The public pricing. This is the same type of coverage dealers offer at a substantial discount. Call for a free, no-obligation coverage quote from one of our friendly specialists. Call 800-583-2138. That's 800-583-2138. 800-583-2138.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. If you'd like to see my very, very fresh haircut, high speed, low drag, high and tight, baby, just the way God intended men to have their hair cut. If you want to see my brand new haircut, you can go to either of my Facebook pages, and you will see a link that will get you to a YouTube live event that I'm broadcasting on right this very moment. I look very macho in my black collarless shirt, big muscles, and fresh haircut. I look studly. And I got stabbed by a woman tonight in the studio, and there's the Band-Aid. There's the Band-Aid right there. It was a flu shot, okay? So there you go. Dr. Shia Baxter. All right, so let's see. What have I got going here? I wanted to tell you that one of the things that has happened in the last 6 months or so here at 660 AM The Answer is that I have discovered a brand new snack chip taste sensation. And these are salsita chips. Okay? Salsita chips. They are delicious. Basically what they are is it's like they took really, really, really good pecani sauce, dried it all out, and smeared it on a chip that is perfect. And they are delicious and they are fantastic. And that is, a lot of people are talking about that on the chat room at the YouTube live event that I've got going on right now, where you can see into the studio and, like I said, watch us do the Wells Report instead of just listen to it. People have told me that my facial expressions are weird. I don't know. I don't know what my facial expressions do. I see, even when I'm on the air on television, I'm looking at the camera. I'm not looking at the monitor. So I don't have any idea what but people say, you got to watch his face. It's amazing. I can't believe it does all those things. So there you go. Right? Stuff to keep in mind, stuff to do, etc. on the Wells Report here on 660 AM. The Answer. The Obama administration is finishing up its term. And it is acting like an administration or any other politician that is no longer beholden to the public. The Obama administration is only beholden unto itself, and it's behaving like it. And some of these things are infuriating. Absolutely, incredibly infuriating. Key documents relating to the Obama administration's secret negotiations with Iran, including $1.7 billion in cash that we've been talking about. Key documents are being stored at a highly secure site on Capitol Hill, preventing the public and many in Congress from accessing them, according to multiple sources describing the situation to the Washington Free Beacon. Adam Credo wrote this article. The documents are not technically classified. They are being kept in a secure reading space where the majority of congressional officials cannot access them. Those cleared are forced to relinquish their cell phones, barred from taking notes, and therefore staffers cannot brief the lawmakers on the contents of these papers. Sources further disclose that joint U.S.-Iranian signatures across 3 documents add up to a package deal between Washington and Iran's intelligence ministry, the country's internal spy agency. Sources familiar with a closed-door January briefing by senior Obama administration officials told the Free Beacon they were informed the U.S. negotiated with the Iranian intelligence apparatus. The terms of the arrangement, signed by the special president envoy Brett McGurk, had Iran releasing several U.S. hostages and obligating Washington to pay Tehran $1.7 billion in cash. The U.S. also agreed to remove international sanctions on a key financial node of Iran's ballistic missile program, something that I reported here last night on the Wells Report. Then they also dropped charges against 21 Iranian operatives linked to terrorism. This was the secret side deal that went with the Iranian nuclear program. Paid ransom for the hostages. And now it's documented. Paid them $1.7 billion to make sure that all of their terrorist buddies had enough money to buy bombs and whatever implements of destruction that they needed to be able to go about their evil work. And then they also pardoned 21 Iranian operatives, not drug traffickers, terrorists. We're in a war against terrorism, Mr. President. Why are you negotiating with the number one state sponsor of terrorism and pardoning 21 Iranian terrorists who, by the way, probably were trying to create a terrorist stunt on the soil of the United States? Why did you let them go? Multiple sources told the Washington Free Beacon all three documents are part of one package deal. Each document was initially dated January 16th, but that was subsequently crossed out. The 17th was scribbled in, according to one congressional source. They were all signed at the same time, ties it to the hostage release, further debunks claims made for months by the Obama administration that the negotiation over each concessions were kept separate. They were not. The president simply lied. A second senior congressional source, double sourcing. This source, familiar with the contents of these secret documents, told the Free Weekend that they provide proof that each of these three concessions to Iran was bound up in the hostage release. If it looks like ransom, and it sounds like ransom, it's probably ransom, said the source. Why else would Brett McGurk deal with his Iranian counterparts and sign an agreement on these seemingly unrelated issues on the same day and in the same place if they were not connected? If a Republican president had tried to pull this off, they would have impeached him. And they tried it with Reagan. That was that Nicaraguan Oliver North weapons for hostages deal. Remember all that? Remember all the hubbub about that? That was nothing in comparison to this. We've got 21 Iranian hostages dead to rights. We've got 4 American hostages that were being held until a ransom was paid. The U.S. agreed to help Iran come up with funding so they can keep their intercontinental ballistic missile systems up and running and being improved for the time when they have a small enough warhead to be able to fly it towards Israel or any place else. This is ridiculous. This is outrageous. And like I said, if a Republican president had tried this, he'd be impeached. But you barely know about it because the mainstream media is still worried about whether or not Donald Trump talked to a Playboy playmate 20 years ago. A third senior congressional official told the Free Beacon that officials were never notified by the Obama administration that these documents were partially being made available. The source speculated the administration did this to avoid any oversight of its diplomacy with Iran. The State Department knows that its Iran policy is embarrassing and often semi-illegal, so it hides documents related to Iran. State delays publication, refuses to answer questions, puts extra restrictions preventing the Hill from even accessing the materials. And you want more of this with Hillary? You want more of this with Hillary? The handling of these documents is similar to the Iran deal itself, which the Free Beacon first disclosed could only be viewed by congressional officials in a highly classified manner. The Free Beacon disclosed yesterday or day before yesterday that the administration misled journalists and lawmakers for more than 9 months about a secret government lifting international sanctions against Bank Sepah, about a secret agreement lifting international sanctions on Bank Sepah, which is the Iran National Bank. A State Department official declined to provide the Free Beacon with the name and affiliation of the Iranian official or officials who took part in negotiations with Brett McGurk. The State Department also would not provide information about the process by which Congress can review these documents. So you can see them, but we're not going to tell you what you have to do to see them. As part of the JCPOA, Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the United States made the determination that it would remove Bank Sepah from the specially designated nationals and blocked persons list on implementation day. In general, we are committed to ensuring that Congress has documents and information it may need to conduct effective oversight, as long as no one actually gets to see the documents and as long as no actual oversight is ever intended or even started. I'm sorry, I added that last part. In general, we are committed to ensuring that Congress has documents and information it may need to conduct effective oversight and have transmitted these in a fashion that both protects sensitive information while giving all members the ability to review them. You know what I'd do? No, I wouldn't. Well, maybe I would. The documents are not technically classified. They're not technically classified. You know what I'd do? I think I'd show up as if they weren't classified. I'd just show up, gather them all up, roll them up in a nice tight tube, and head out the door. And if they tried to stop me, I would say, I'm going to share this. I'm going to share these documents with the American people, and nothing's going to stop me. Nothing. And I'd walk out the door. And I'd put them on the evening news if they weren't classified. What I would do if I was Jason Chaffetz is I'd say, I want these, I'd subpoena the documents. All of them. And it would be an unconditional subpoena. You are not going to redact these documents. You're going to send them to me in toto. If that didn't work, I'd put him in federal court faster than you can say, how dare you? You know, you may think that there couldn't possibly be more negative news about President Obama today. Well, you would be wrong. A day without some malfeasance from the Obama administration is like a day without corruption. Not possible in the United States of America as we speak here tonight. This is the Wells Report.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Saturday mornings at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Have you seen CD rates recently? Have you looked at the performance of your IRA? This is Bart Johnson of Painter & Johnson Financial. If you're tired of the ups and downs of the stock market, the low interest rate environment, and worried about risking your savings, it's time to call Painter & Johnson. We have a 4.65% guaranteed interest rate product that allows you to take monthly interest, or you can let it compound tax deferred. For those wise investors looking for a secure place to put their money, ending risk and giving a great return, including CDs, IRA rollovers, or dollars just sitting in a low-yielding savings account, Painter & Johnson invites you to come in and put the powerful 4.65% guaranteed interest rate product to work for you. This product is specifically designed for 401k rollovers or as a CD alternative. For sound financial advice, call me at 817-900-3180 or come by and learn how we have preserved and grown wealth for our clients for over 40 years. 817-900-3180. Call me today and let us put our 4.65% guaranteed interest rate product to work for you.
The last thing I wanted to inherit from my mom was her varicose and spider veins. Then it happened. Embarrassing, bulgy, knotty-looking legs. Not to mention the pain and swelling. I just couldn't stand it anymore, so I went to Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S., and for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses again.
Whether it's a family gathering or office formal, make sure your legs look and feel their best this fall. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-625-7677. 800-625-7677. 800-625-7677.
Optima Tax Relief. The average American uses electronics at least 11 hours a day. While the constant use of technology helps people keep in touch, pay bills, navigate the road, and stay up to date on news, it does have a downside. Our data can be exposed to criminals who commit crimes such as credit card fraud and identity theft, unless we take the proper precautions. Try WebRoot Internet Security today. WebRoot is the most comprehensive cloud-based antivirus software available, helping protect you from vicious viruses, malware, and phishing sites. It protects all your favorite devices, including your PC, Mac, Android, and iOS device. So stop the hackers in their tracks by utilizing WebRoot Internet Security and sleep easier knowing that you're protected no matter where you access the internet. Visit webroot.com/radio now to save 30% on your purchase of WebRoot's internet security software. That's webroot.com/radio.
Lawns love fall. They love backyard touch football and kids diving into leaf piles. But what lawns really love is fall's cool air and warm soil. That's why now is the time to use Scott's Turf Builder grass seed to help repair and thicken your lawn from the long summer. Scott's Turf Builder grass seed grows grass quicker, thicker, and greener, guaranteed. So pick up a bag today. Fall time is yard time with Scott's.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM, The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. It's hard, isn't it? It's tough. It's tough. It truly is. But we shall overcome. I promise. By the way, this is funny. Black Lives Matter gathered in front of the Cleveland police station or the Cleveland Police Union headquarters Tuesday evening. And they were protesting again. They were protesting about cops shooting black guys. No, that's not what they were protesting. They were protesting the fact that Donald Trump is a rotten, terrible, horrifyingly bad bigot. No, what they were protesting was the fact that the Cleveland Police Patrolmen's Association, out of concern, the endorsement, the Cleveland Police Patrolmen's Association went ahead and endorsed Donald Trump. And that's what Black Lives Matter was upset with. Make no mistake, Black Lives Matter has cast all kinds of racist allegations against Donald Trump, said terrible things, and that's why it truly impresses me that these people could be so clueless as to say, you mean the police are going to endorse Donald Trump? How dare they? Yeah. Apparently the enemy of my friend is my enemy. This is the Wells Report.
Hugh Hewitt explains what the Supreme Court will look like if Hillary Clinton wins.
For the first time in decades, there is now a realistic chance that the Supreme Court will become an engine of progressive change. Did you hear that? The reality is, though, what they will do, an engine of progressive change, is get into redistricting to destroy Republican redistricting advantages where they exist. It will be devastating to originalism.
The Hugh Hewitt Show, weekday mornings at 5, right before Mark Davis at 7 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Having financial independence and wealth empowerment is the American dream. Host Dave and Loretta Renz will help you learn what the wealthy already know, how to get strong returns and never lose your principal. That's the Heroes Talk Radio way. You'll also learn about the secrets to planning a tax-free retirement income. So tune in to Heroes Talk Radio every Sunday at 5 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Join with 660 AM The Answer on October 7th. We'll be celebrating our military heroes at a benefit concert featuring Jeremy Camp. The brave men and women who serve our nation place their lives on the line for our freedom. When they come home, many are wounded and are unable to find jobs. Tragically, the suicide rate among veterans is staggering and often goes unmentioned and unreported. The Guardian for Heroes Foundation, which was established by Texas-owned Chris Kyle, feels it's time we band together to help these heroes. Their very own supporter, George Chamel, is going to raise awareness of the issues facing veterans by running entirely across America. That's right. He's literally running from San Diego to Ground Zero in New York in the next 60 days. Here's how you can help celebrate George's arrival in Texas. Grammy-nominated Jeremy Camp will be performing live at Elevate Life Church in Frisco on Friday, October 7th. All proceeds will benefit the Guardian for Heroes Foundation. Make a difference by getting your tickets now at itickets.com. That's itickets.com.
Did you pay a lot for that top-of-the-line mattress and it's already breaking down? Time to go to Savin. Eric Nadel for Savin European Sleep Systems. The Savin bed is made with certified organic mattress covers and 100% natural latex foam cushioning, not polyurethane or memory foam. It's more comfortable too, custom tailored for individualized comfort based on your size and sleeping position. Why buy a Savin? Why even consider anything else? It's simply a better mattress. Savin European Sleep Systems. In Dallas and South Lake, go to Savin.com.
660 AM The Answer.
KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth.
The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts.
People here in this fishing town are scared.
Fox's Steve Harrigan, just north of Palm Bay, Florida, where residents have either evacuated or are hunkered down as Hurricane Matthew pushes toward them.
They've been through storms before, and based on their experience, what they know, they are worried. The owners of this place where I'm standing expect it fully to be underwater by tomorrow.
The National Hurricane Center just updating the monster storm. It's still a Category 4 with winds of 130 miles an hour. It's made a slight shift to the east.
And it has nudged it a little bit off towards the right, maybe by about 10 miles or so. Those 10 miles could be make all the difference from where the strongest of the winds are.
Fox meteorologist Rick Reithmuth, no word yet where the eye will come ashore. The storm has killed at least 339 people in Haiti alone. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
John Truitt here for Simple Sleep Services. Are you ready to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea? The Simple Sleep system from Simple Sleep Services is a compact, comfortable, custom-fit solution that's proven to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea. It's covered by medical insurance, and many patients are meeting their deductibles this time of year. This may mean less cash out of pocket for you and your partner to get the restful sleep you deserve. No mood-killing mask, no pain or downtime. Just a better night's sleep for you and the loved one next to you. I personally use the Simple Sleep system, and I wouldn't go a night without it. Learn more at simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. That's 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com. For your convenience, we have offices located in both Dallas and Fort Worth. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Call 469-685-1700 or go to simplesleepservices.com. That's simplesleepservices.com.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. They give you the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. You think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you're open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
Honey, what is that in your CPAP mask?
Oh, that's just my mold collection.
Oh, gross. And what is that?
What, that bacteria colony right there?
Yeah, cool, huh? Okay, CPAP users, admit it. You're not always as careful about cleaning your system as you should be. Unfortunately, a dirty mask and hose can make you sick. Respiratory infections, allergy attacks, and more. But now there's an easy way to protect yourself. SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. It kills 99.9% of CPAP germs in minutes. For a limited time, you can try it risk-free for 30 days. Just call 1-800-700.
Chackity boo da de ba bo. All right, so as an extra added bonus, not only do you get promo time, but you also get Jon-David cutting a spot time. 9 people are going to watch this. All right, so here we go. There's another InvestingMakesMeSick.com investment seminar coming up Thursday, October 27th at 6:30 p.m., and you should be there with me. Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells with the Wells Report, and we're all going to meet at Three Forks on the North Dallas Tollway. I'm going to be there. We're going to talk a little politics, help you understand the investment choices don't have to be limited to only mutual funds. We'll talk a little politics, have some fun, and help you understand that your investment choices don't have to be limited to only mutual funds and annuities. And Investing Makes Me Sick. They are not anti-stock market. The stock market can be your friend, but you need to look how to approach your investing in the stock market. At Investing Makes Me Sick, they are not anti-stock market. The The stock market can be your friend, but you and investing makes me sick. And investing makes me sick. They are not anti-stock market. The stock market can be your friend, but you need to look at how to approach your investing in the stock market instead of just mutual funds. You also need to learn that there are other investment options not related to the stock market. Again, not related to the stock market. The current political environment is going to have a big effect on your investments. Now's the time to help yourself understand your options. I'll see you Thursday, October 27th, 6:30 p.m. to learn more about your investment opportunities. To register, call investingmakesmesick.com at 972-4. To register, call investingmakesmesick.com at 972-463-3833. That's 972-463-3833. Or log on to investingmakesmesick.com.
America. When man stops believing in God, he'll believe in anything. Torchbearer follows the Duck Commander Phil Robertson as he argues the absurdity of life without God.
Human civilization's best chance of survival is to anchor itself in the God of creation. God created man and woman in his image. We are image bearers of God.
Torchbearer. This film is not yet rated.
He says,
great to be with October 7th. More information is available at torchbearermovie.com.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer.
Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells, and we are very, very, very lucky to have our next guest, who has some really serious friends. Phyllis Schlafly from the Eagle Forum, as a matter of fact. He also Brett Decker is involved with Ed Martin, the author of The Conservative Case for Donald Trump. If you're having trouble figuring out whether or not you want to vote for Donald Trump and you're a true red conservative, then you need to listen to Ed Martin. Ed, thanks very much for joining us. Thanks very much for the book, and congratulations on you being able to hang out with some very heavy-duty, great people.
Great to be with you. Thank you.
You hang around with really cool people.
Well, I was very blessed, I have to say. I did for the last 3.5 years. I worked for Phyllis Schlafly day to day, and the last year and a half, as you mentioned, as a successor to her as president of Eagle Forum and her work. And you know, she was at 92 when she passed a few weeks ago, and she certainly was a leader. You know, it was kind of, it's hard to say. I imagine it's like some folks that got to hang out with Reagan or someone. You know, you knew them. I knew Phyllis as a person, a witty woman and interesting, and lots of thoughts and all. And I miss her in a way like a friend, but also, you know, she had incredible insight and experience and wisdom. And I just today, there was an issue going on about something to do with a U.S. Senate race. And I thought, geez, I wish she was here to ask her. So thank you. Yeah, it's a great pleasure it was a great privilege to work with her and know her.
You know, you said something that resonated with me, to have your mentors move on through either natural means or other ways. It's tough to be able to not seek out that advice.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the one thing about Phyllis Schlafly was so famous in so many ways, but what she really, I think history will regard her as, is one of America's greatest writers, political writers for sure. I just today was working on she had picked out last spring her favorite, I guess they weren't her favorite, but what she thought were the most noteworthy speeches of the thousands of speeches she'd given, and we had them transcribed. And I'm actually putting together a little book. Laura Ingraham, I think, is going to do the introduction or dedication to it, but it's going to be Phyllis's speeches, and it is one of the things that she leaves for us is a path that's been trod by her own writing that can be a way to learn. But you're right. I mean, when it comes to something, I used to go, my office was next door to hers. I'd go and stick my head and say, Phyllis, what about this? And yeah, can't do that. And so it's tough, but that's always the challenge. And she left us with a lot to do, and we're going to try to do it all.
And what she also left us was the conservative case for Donald Trump. And, you know, I'm kind of interested because a lot of people have cast aspersions on whether Donald Trump is conservative. I see him as a businessman turned policymaker. And in the transition at some point, we really haven't seen much of a public record to be able to draw from, and they keep drawing from his business record, which is not just distracting, but the American people understand the difference between the businessman Trump and the politician Trump, but the mainstream media and everybody else just hasn't figured it out yet.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's two ways to answer this. It's important. For the way I tell people is, one time after we met with Trump, Phyllis only met Trump once. I met him one other time. He actually came to Phyllis's funeral, and I got to meet him there. But the only time Phyllis met him, I was there. They talked about the platform. Phyllis said, "I need your help to keep the platform from 2012 into 2016 conservative," and they did that in Cleveland. The second thing she asked about was judges. She said, "I really believe that we need judges like Justice Scalia. Will you appoint like that?" And he said he would. And so, but later I said to someone, Phyllis asked me, how does Phyllis know if she trusts him? And she said, Ed, after all these years, tell that person Phyllis trusts him. In other words, she had experience to see who she believed and who she didn't believe, and she did trust him. She did trust him that he was a conservative. But maybe the most important thing about that book, The Conservative Case for Trump, is it doesn't lead off with judges. Chapter 1 is not about judges. Chapter 1 is not about military superiority. Those are high priorities for Phyllis. Chapter 1 and 2 are about immigration and trade. And Phyllis believes that as a conservative who wants to see America continue, we have to have a president who will address the immigration question in terms of both amnesty, political, and culture, as well as the trade question. And so it's a turning point moment for the country, as Phyllis has thought. And those issues, American sovereignty, are at the top of the fight. Like Reagan, who faced communism. There's other things Reagan did that weren't that conservative. But as to communism and Soviet Union, he took them on and he won. We need a guy that will take on these issues and win.
Let's talk a little bit about the immigration invasion, as it's referred to in the book. Let's talk about what Phyllis Schlafly believes Donald Trump would or would not do.
Well, we only talked briefly, Phyllis and I, about some of the contours of the plan that he released. He had a 10-point plan. But what Trump has said, and really, Senator Jeff Sessions was the other person who was really clear on this. Senator Jeff Sessions had said, both legal and illegal immigration are a problem. In other words, Donald Trump has said he will decrease the number of legal immigrants. There's a lot of legal immigrants that take American jobs in high-tech sectors, and it's really to the advantage of high-tech businesses. Zuckerberg is for, the guy that runs Facebook is for dramatic increases in legal immigration because there's lots of jobs they can pay less than they would to Americans. So the old supply and demand question. So, but on immigration, no amnesty. That's a starting point. I did a debate with a guy who's supporting Hillary. Hillary's for amnesty, and Trump has said no amnesty. I think, the question of how you would deport 11 million people, or probably more like 20 million people, is a tough one. I think most people think if you do what Trump says, which he wants to do, e-verify, make it harder for people to come here and easily work and live a life, they're not going to come, and many of them are going to go home and things like that. So it's a broad policy that I think we really need. And make one more point. Remember, the left is doing this. The Democrats are doing this intentionally, both to change the political electoral, math. In states like Virginia, it's very close to tipping. You give a few 100,000 more people amnesty, illegals who are going to vote Democrat, and you change the balance. And also culturally, people that came to America in 1900 as immigrants came to a place that didn't have a welfare state. And now they come, and I don't blame the immigrants. We have to be careful. But what they're coming to is a place where they become dependent on the state. And that's another part of this that's really objectionable.
Especially when they come from countries where the people are forced to be dependent on the state.
Right. And also, Phyllis was always clear that a lot of times they're coming from states where they experience that way of living. They want the dependence. And again, it's not to judge people. People are going to thrive and survive in what the type of environment they're in. But as to immigration policy, we have just a huge problem. I was with somebody today. We were talking. It's also a national security problem. When Donald Trump said we should not let Muslims in, Muslim is not a race. Muslim is a religion. There's black Muslims, there's white Muslims, there's some brown Muslims. But what the point was is there's people that are harming us. And we have to be willing to look after our own family first. It doesn't mean we don't love our neighbors. But before you can love your neighbor, if you let your family starve or be threatened or be insecure, you're not really being a balanced sort of thinker and a balanced person. So that's another part of, I think, this approach.
I think you're also not being safe in both your house, your family's lives, your neighbors' lives, and so on and so on. As the book points out, political correctness kills.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite chapters. And Phyllis, I will say Phyllis enjoyed immensely Donald Trump's unwillingness to play by the political correctness police and the mainstream media and the establishment Republicans. I mean, even when maybe he should have apologized for some things he said, he just never bothered. He just didn't fall for the demands of the media. But as you say, political correctness, it's not just sort of kind of silly and makes you wonder, as you say, and as the book says, it's damaging. When you get suckered into thinking that you're going to have to address so-called climate change as a problem of only us, and therefore you're going to spend money and change the way you live and regulate, energy in ways that they're out of line. It's damaging. It's not silly and strange and all, but certainly. Phyllis loved that about Trump. I mean, that he really is the first in a long time who doesn't bother to play by the political correctness rules. And that has had a refreshing, I think, effect on the political climate in many ways. Now, we would also say one time someone said to Phyllis, well, he seems so coarse sometimes. And Phyllis smiled and said, well, I know, but, it's a coarse culture. In other words, you've got to understand we're living where we are, and we're not electing a spiritual leader. We're electing a president who's going to govern and has to be a leader. And Trump has, again, another chapter there about regulations. I think Trump has a real chance to cut regulations dramatically. We don't need another good EPA director who's this guy on our side. We need a guy or gal who's going to decrease the power of the EPA as their mission. That's much different.
I certainly agree. I mean, the thing that we have found out in the Obama administration is how easily it is to abuse and circumvent the Constitution of the United States through the either use, overuse, or just plain abuse of executive branch agencies.
Yeah, and this is, I think, one of the best points we can make. And I'm not sure, actually, we had some discussion in the book in the last chapter about sort of so-called efforts to amend the Constitution to protect it. In other words, the Constitution is being stomped all over by judges who don't abide by it and legislators who don't live up to it and an executive who oversteps. And somehow changing the Constitution is going to make them behave. I think what we can be really excited about is if President Trump is sworn in January, there are going to be some Republicans, Paul Ryan's one of them, who doesn't agree with all of Trump's positions, who is going to rediscover the Article I authority of the Congress, which we need. We need the Congress to be a dominant leader in our government. It only works if they stand up to the executive and the Supreme Court. So I think, I don't think Trump wants to do executive orders like Obama did, but I also think he's going to face a Senate and a House that are going to have a bunch of, candidly, establishment Republicans who are going to say, well, second, we don't want to build a wall like that, and we're going to have to fight it out. I mean, we're going to have to argue it out, which is a great part of democracy. And by the way, I hope the Congress and the executive, the President Trump, Congress unite to limit the Supreme Court. We're not supposed to live under a kingly tribunal that dictates how we live on so many aspects of life. It'll be great if we have a Congress and president that say, hey, wait a second, guys, you're only one branch, supposed to be the weakest to judges over there. Get back into your constitutional limits.
Ed Martin is our guest, the co-author of The Conservative Case for Donald Trump, written with Phyllis Schlafly, the late great conservative leader of the United States of America. Let's talk a little bit, Ed. You were just mentioning judicial activism and just plain abuse of the judicial system as an extra way to make law and impose law. We have to do something to stop the Supreme Court from being given to a handful of liberals that at least who, if indeed they follow in the footsteps of, say, for example, what President Obama has put on the court. They are not jurists. They are politicians, and we'll have a big problem.
Yeah, I mean, look, I like the book, and I hope people will read it because we didn't write a book that says no to Hillary. It says for Trump. And I think there are lots of reasons that you can be excited about Trump. I really do. But if people are uneasy for lots of reasons, I know there are many, they need to focus their mind and their heart on the Supreme Court. I really think, it's very clear. Even if we get a court that starts to behave itself and operate within its limits, it still is monumentally important in our culture. It always will be because we're a country, we're not supposed to be just a sort of another banana republic. We're a country where the rule of law matters. So look, the next president of the United States is going to appoint at least one, that's Scalia's seat, and probably 3, maybe 4, could be 5 Supreme Court justices. This will impact life for 30, 40, 50 years. And that should be enough just on the pro-life it should be enough. But candidly, it should be, extend to other aspects of how the Constitution should be respected and honored and revered, because you're right. So, Ted Cruz, recently said he's voting for Trump. Part of the thing was the signal on judges. I don't blame people after a hard primary at all for having had a favorite and being disappointed and maybe having misgivings on aspects of the president. But Phyllis Schlafly used to say, if you want a third party or fourth party, fifth party, go to Europe. There's lots of them there. Here, we're a two-party system. Fight in the primary. Then when you're done, she always backed. She backed McCain and Romney, Bush. She backed them all because there is no comparison in terms of the key things like life and the courts and all. So I agree with you completely on that.
Ed Martin is our guest. He is the co-author of The Conservative Case for Trump, along with Phyllis Schlafly and Brett Decker. You can get this at major booksellers everywhere. Coming up in just a couple of seconds, we're going to spend some time talking about something that Donald Trump does very, very well, and I think something that has been co-opted by certainly not conservatives, but probably Republicans. I'll explain the whole thing as we continue. You're listening to The Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Are you tired of angry political battles and media spin, but you still care about America's future? Then tune into my show, America Can We Talk. I'm Debbie Georgatos, and on my show, we talk about the challenges Americans face with thought leader guests and honest conversation about keeping America great. Tune in every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer or online at americacanwetalk.org. We talk truth about America.
Hi, I'm Rick Foster with Guardian Financial Management and the host of Plain Talk No Worries Financial Hour. Heard right here on 660 AM at 4 o'clock every Saturday. Do you know why the stock market did so well in the 80s and 90s and why there have been 2 major crashes in the last 16 years? You need to know the reasons why so you can make the right decisions for your family. Listen to Plain Talk No Worries here every Saturday at 4 o'clock and we will pull back the curtains and show you the truth. That's 4 o'clock on Saturday right here on 660 AM The Answer.
If you or someone you love is suffering from hearing loss, please stay tuned for a special free offer from the makers of a revolutionary hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit the ear almost invisibly, and it can be adjusted to find the perfect way to hear everything in every listening environment. Right now, we're offering absolutely free in-home trials to everyone who calls now. 1-800-400-4851. Call in the next 10 minutes and you'll also receive free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear is lightweight and practically invisible, so people won't notice when you're wearing it. So again, if you or someone you love is suffering from hearing loss, please give them or yourself this life-changing 100% free in-home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-400-4851. That's 1-800-400-4851. 1-800-400-4851.
Message and data rates may apply.
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 100 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as you would on campus, from wherever you are, on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. For information, text LEARN to 42424. Learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates, and why 90% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. To learn more about ASU online degrees, text LEARN to 42424. Again, that's LEARN to 42424.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my foundation company, Abacus Foundation Repair. The cooler temperatures of fall can bring weather changes that can bring changes to the soil around your house. And man, that can mean cracks in the sheetrock, doors that are sticking. If you even think you got a foundation problem, please call the right company first, and that's Abacus Foundation Repair, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000. They will map your house with the skill of an engineer, looking for possible causes. Maybe it's a plumbing issue or something, so the problem doesn't recur. If you don't need a new foundation or any kind of new pilings, they'll tell you, but if you do, you've called the right people. $1,000 off from Abacus, $1,000 off Any job of 10 pilings or more, not just any pilings, Millennium Composite Pilings, the only company that has them for the strongest foundation solution. You will be taken care of. You will be happy. You did call the right company. 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services. Have you received a letter or personal visit from the IRS? Has the IRS garnished your paycheck or seized your bank account? If so, you need to take action now. Wall & Associates is the most powerful tax resolution firm in the world. We develop trust with our free face-to-face consultation. Call 1-800-983-3313 to get immediate help. Wall & Associates can help you. 1-800-983-3313 or visit us at wallandassociates.net.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
This is the Wells Report. Jon-David Wells at your service. Thanks very much for joining us tonight. We've got Ed Martin on the telephone. He's the co-author of The Conservative Case for Donald Trump, along with Phyllis Schlafly and Brett Decker. We've been talking about some of the things, some of the reasons why conservatives should feel good for Trump and should know why Donald Trump is the right choice this time. Every time Hillary speaks, I find another reason to vote for Donald Trump. But that being said, what happened in the conservative/Republican era of American politics, where not protecting American workers became something that is conservative? Because it doesn't seem that way to me.
Well, this is a great question. You know, a year and a few months ago when Donald Trump came down the escalator at Trump Tower in New York City, I don't think anybody would have bet until he did it that the focus of this election would be so clearly on immigration and trade. Even our best guys, and gals in the Senate, people like Senator Sessions, who had trouble getting this to the center because, as you pointed out, the so-called conservative party, the Republican Party, had really become the party that was for the trade deals and for immigration, really for open borders and all. And it became I agree with you. That's why when people say, well, Trump's not really conservative, I say my comeback is I think the guy who has the toughest line on immigration and trade is the conservative. Now, they say, oh, Republicans are for free trade. Everybody's for free trade in the sense that you and I should have an honorable deal. But if you cheat, that's not free trade. And so, but look, here's the interesting thing historically. Phyllis Schlafly was against every single trade deal. I mean, NAFTA, CAFTA, she was the one Republican maybe of any stature who was against all those. Same thing with immigration. She's been calling the clarion call for a long time. But here's what your listeners need to know and what we need to remember. The reason why these trade deals and immigration is so problematic is not because of anything wrong with the other cultures or countries. It's because ours is so great. And what we expect is not to have it watered down. We're a wonderful Judeo-Christian American culture with the rule of law dominating and lots of freedom. And when we have, whether it's foreign courts being cited or Sharia law, God help us, or immigration transforming the culture by not having people assimilate, or trade deals where people are getting an advantage on how we live, all those things are creeping into transforming what's a great American thing that we want to protect. Again, back to my metaphor, if you and I have we live on a block together, you have a great family, I have a great family, our job is to first take care of our own family. We can take care of each other afterwards, but if you're letting your kids starve, but you're helping me, people look around and say, you're off balance. And there's some sense in America and the conservative movement, even the so-called conservative Republican Party, we got so focused on helping the world. And let's be very candid. Much of that had to do with multinational corporations and a globalist vision where they're maximizing profit. Sometimes it has to be said to the detriment of American sovereignty. And that's the tension that we have to address. And I think Trump gives us a chance to challenge that in a way that we haven't had in a long time.
I agree 100%. As a matter of fact, the one thing that calls to me the most in Donald Trump's rhetoric is America first and Americans first. I have said for a long time that it's time for the American government to work for American citizens, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I want to thank you very much for joining us. The book, The Conservative Case for Trump, we're just barely scratching the surface. There's so many other things, from education, the fact that Donald Trump is a family man, the guy who gives back, et cetera, et cetera. You've got to get the book, The Conservative Case for Trump, Ed Martin with Phyllis Schlafly, at major booksellers everywhere. Ed, thanks again for joining us. When you get that other project done regarding Phyllis's speeches, please call us back. We'd love to have you back on as soon as possible.
I will do it. Thanks very much.
This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Do you know what a RIA is? It's a real estate investor association, and it's where smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, obtain no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training. Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitch man. Come network with local Dallas area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas. We meet on Thursday, October 13th at 6 p.m. at the Dallas Addison Marriott near the Galleria. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-USA-HOME. This month, we're hosting a local real estate panel of experts. Call 800-USA-HOME. Write it down. That's 800-USA-HOME to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free. Brought to you by the Dallas Real Estate Investors Association.
And now I will tell you about something medically that works. How was that for an intro? I'm about to say it because I never really thought I would. I took Relief Factor as the first pain reliever I would ever endorse because of how it worked for my wife and my colleague Hugh Hewitt. Well, now I can tell you that this thing is just short of some sort of miracle. See, I had an ongoing pain, not terrible, just a pain. I simply assumed I would just live with it. Then I got some knee pain as a result of some of my workouts, so I decided I would take it for the knee pain, and now both are gone. That's why I think of this as sort of a miracle drug. ReliefFactor.com. All I ask is that you visit their website, and then you decide whether or not you try it out. Clearly, it can't help everybody. There is no such thing. But it certainly helps a lot of people, and now I can include me as one of them. So go to ReliefFactor.com.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Patriot Mobile. The air is filled with choices, the kind of choices we get to make in a free country, especially in an election year. Here's a choice you get to make: your cell phone company. You know, big mobile companies I could name that you're probably doing business with. You know they support Hillary and the far left. What can you do? Let's change you over to Patriot Mobile, patriotmobile.com/Mark, patriotmobile.com/Mark, or 1-800-A-PATRIOT. Same quality of service at Patriot Mobile, better prices, supporting better causes. And the special, the free Samsung Galaxy S7, unlimited talk, text, and data for just $70 a month. Mention or enter the promo code MARK at checkout, waive activation fees for up to 2 lines. Keep your same number. They buy you out of your current contract. patriotmobile.com/Mark. And at 1-800-A-PATRIOT, switch over today. Free signed copy from me of Lone Star America, How Texas Can Save Our Country. 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com/Mark. patriotmobile.com/Mark.
Have you seen CD rates recently? Have you looked at the performance of your IRA? This is Bart Johnson of Painter & Johnson Financial. If you're tired of the ups and downs of the stock market, the low interest rate environment, and worried about risking your savings, it's time to call Painter & Johnson. We have a 4.65% guaranteed interest rate product that allows you to take monthly interest, or you can let it compound tax deferred. For those wise investors looking for a secure place to put their money, ending risk and giving a great return, including CDs, IRA rollovers, or dollars just sitting in a low-yielding savings account, Painter & Johnson invites you to come in and put the powerful 4.65% guaranteed interest rate product to work for you. This product is specifically designed for 401k rollovers or as a CD alternative. For sound financial advice, call me at 817-900-3180 or come by and learn how we have preserved and grown wealth for our clients for over 40 years. 817-900-3180. Call me today and let us put our 4.65% guaranteed interest rate product to work for you.
When you've overloaded your closets, stacked the attic sky high, and can't cram one more thing in the garage, it's time to call McGee Lane Self-Storage in Louisville and get some relief. They're to make your storage experience affordable, easy, safe, and secure. They offer gated access, state-of-the-art surveillance, Penske truck rental, 2 freight elevators, climate control, month-to-month leasing, and more. Call now for fall specials at 972-317-3112. Or for more information, visit McGee Lane Self-Storage McGeeLaneSelfStorage.com. You'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. That's McGeeLaneSelfStorage.com.
Are your muscles and joints always tired? Hi, Willie Hayes here for Original Blue Emu Super Strength Cream. The easiest way to soothe those tired muscles and joints. Original Blue Emu is not like any ordinary cream. It's America's #1 emu oil formulated topical cream. It's odor-free and simple as 1, 2, 3. Find out why there's so many loyal users. Give Original Blue Emu a try today. Yes, I said today. Available at nationwide retailers.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Now, a Texas radio tradition, the Friday Flameout on the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
It's not Thursday Throwdown. This is where you get to whine, moan, groan, complain, grind, grouse, express your extreme displeasure with whatever it is that drove you the craziest this week, up to and including anything that I may have said. Your helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, through brave, clean, and reverend announcer. Give me a call right this very second, 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Call with a complaint. Get it off your chest. Let's get together now on 660 AM, The Answer.
It's got me under pressure. It's got me under pressure.
Hi. This has been amazing. You got to see me do my DJ thing. Because I got off my pre-produced, my normal rap on that, and I started to have to emote. Hey, look, this is where you call me at 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. You can complain about anything that you want to. Spanning the length and breadth of these great United States, you can complain about anything. Whatever it is that's stuck in your craw. Does anybody know where your craw actually is? Do we have any idea? Is there an anatomical chart somewhere? Where's your craw? Is it? It's not your stomach, because that's your stomach. Right? So your craw must be like where your where your esophagus goes through your diaphragm, that little hiatal place right there. That must be your craw. And that's very uncomfortable, because you don't want to get your frustration stuck in your craw. So whatever it is to get rid of this said frustration is what you should be doing right now by complaining about it on the air. You see, there's this wonderful cathartic effect of talking about something, venting, if you will, to get rid of your annoyance. So this, and I'm saying, yes, this is your opportunity. It's the closest that we have to an open line segment, but you have to complain about something. This ought to be good. Let me get to Don in Plano. Don,
hey,
thanks
John
very much.
David, how are you?
I'm fine. What's going on? Well, just jump right in.
I was reading on the internet today that Megyn Kelly and Sean Hannity are having spats about Megyn Kelly's site saying that Hannity was
her audio
softball on Trump.
Okay, hang on a second, because we've got her audio from all of this, and let's hear what Megyn Kelly has to say regarding her a little annoyance with Sean Hannity.
Her campaign message.
She's talking to someone named Stewart, and then she comes in.
People can imagine her as president of the United States. For a lot of voters, Donald Trump has not passed that threshold. There's still a very high number of people who can't imagine Donald Trump being president. And I personally think that that's really what he should try to address on Sunday night.
And now they're both in their own version of a presidential protection program, which you say they've designed her situation so she's not in a place where she feels uncomfortable or is anything unexpected could come at her, which is why she sat for a half an hour with Mary J. Blige, the singer, which is why she did Entertainment Tonight this evening, which is why we just found out that when she went on the Steve Harvey show, she had every single question given to her in writing in advance, and then she feigned surprise as the questions were asked. And Donald Trump, with all due respect to my friend at 10 o'clock, will go on Hannity and pretty much only Hannity and will not venture out to the unsafe spaces these days, which doesn't exactly expand the tent for either one of them. There, that's my 2 cents. Stuart, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah. Well, Sean Hannity had a little bit of annoyance about that. He should be calling me on his Friday Flameout. But yeah, Megyn Kelly sort of threw a little jab at him.
Oh, for sure. She's been, to me, super hard on Trump anyway.
Yeah, she has.
And then I was reading also today that her contract ends right after the election.
Yeah, but they're going to re-sign her because if they don't re-sign Megyn Kelly, somebody is going to re-sign Megyn Kelly for a big, big contract. She is the next Diane Sawyer. Make no mistake.
I don't like her though. I hate to say that.
You know, I don't have any problem with her at all because I think she's very good at what she does, and I like her. I like her attitude mainly. I don't have any problem with her. And this is, just stick with this for just a second, Don. I don't have any problem with her showing some moxie. I think that's good. But then that can turn into what Katie Couric turned into. You know, Katie Couric turned into a vapid, adversarial, nasty person to talk to. And I hope that doesn't happen to, I really don't want that to happen to Megyn Kelly. You know, I don't think there's nothing wrong with getting into an on-air spat. There's nothing wrong with that because to be perfectly honest with you, you know, it's publicity making. I mean, look at what we're doing, Don. We're sitting here talking about Sean Hannity and Megyn Kelly. As long as things don't get out of hand, it can be really helpful, you know. But once again, you know, my concern is that as Megyn Kelly continues, I don't want her to turn into, you know, what Matt Lauer turned into, what Katie Couric turned into. Diane Sawyer was just about the only person that ever was able to really maintain her poise as a journalist, because she just absolutely wasn't going to play any of these other games. She was going to be a journalist. She was going to get the story, and she was going to tell the story, period. And that's what I hope that Megyn Kelly continues to do. Now, as far as anybody leaving the network, I don't think anybody's going to leave the network. Although I will tell you that Sean Hannity, you know, as popular as he is on Fox News, you know, needs to realize that there's another side of the story. And what I would do is I would venture to tell it a little bit more in a more balanced way. And sometimes he does that. He does that reasonably well. But a lot of times what he'll do is he'll get into a fight. He thinks that getting into a fight or an argument is good. And I disagree with that. I think a discussion is what's necessary. Especially now. It's about communication. Let's get together and talk, huh? Let's do that. Let me get to Frank on the Thursday Throwdown. Frank, what's been bugging you, Bunky?
You want me to go over the whole week, or
sure? This is your moment.
Jon-David, now I don't know if you remember, but I drive a truck, listen to you all night.
I do remember you, Frank.
Okay, when you were talking about God punishing those lefties in Florida with the hurricane.
Yeah.
Voting for Hillary. You need to warn us, bro. I almost run somebody over.
Yeah, I was feeling a little feisty this morning. Not this morning, but when I first started the show at 8:00 tonight, I was laughing a little bit. You know, I was talking about Matthew being, you know, the storm being named after our technical director, Magic Matt Swinney. Because of Swinney's, you know, ultimate. What did I say? You were the ultimate hitting champion.
Yeah,
you know, thunder and lightning.
Yeah. Thunder and lightning. Don't get caught in the storm.
Yeah, the power punching champion, heavyweight power punching champion, and so yeah. And then I said that, you know, this is just proof that if you support
Rick
Hillary
Scott,
Clinton,
this is going to kill you.
Yeah, this is going to kill you. If you support Hillary Clinton, well, there you go. This is what happens. Yeah.
What about the left coast there? Think earthquakes are going to hit them voters?
God, I hope so. I mean, no, I don't think so at all.
Oh, God.
Thanks, Frank. I appreciate it. This is the Thursday Throwdown. This is your opportunity to complain about whatever it is that drove you the craziest this week. And it can be something that I said. Okay? I know. How could anybody complain about anything that I said this week? I mean, it would be just like kicking
the last 30 minutes.
It would be just like kicking a little Cocker Spaniel right in the face. To be upset with me, Who could possibly be upset with me? I'm just a cuddly little fuzzball.
There we go.
What? Why does everybody laugh when I say that?
Ish.
866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Vicki will be right with you in just a moment, I'm sure. Just stay right there. She's, I think she's, what is, talking to her hairdresser, something. She's working on a mani-pedi for what, tomorrow? Yeah. She's formalizing.
We got Capel football tomorrow night.
Yo, that's right. Capel Cowboys football. How they doing this year?
They're 2-2.
They're 2-2. What's Brett? It's Brad in West Texas. How are you, boy, out there, Odessa, Midland?
Hi, man. Coyotes are sending the message your way.
Well, the guy, yeah. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. So this whole thing about, do you trust Donald Trump with the nuclear suitcase?
What the hell is that?
Like, what does he sleep with it under his pillow?
You know,
a
yeah.
tweet's gonna set him off.
Exactly.
I mean, seriously, man. I mean,
the guy from the
ridiculous.
Navy, the guy from the Navy who said, "I'm not comfortable with him having the nuclear codes."
Yes.
Nobody
yes.
has the nuclear codes. If you had the nuclear codes, everybody'd have the nuclear codes. The only thing that has the nuclear codes is the briefcase.
Yes, Donald Trump's going to sleep with the nuclear suitcase.
That's right, and what he's going to do, he's going to just
one tweet away.
Sure.
From
Armageddon. Yes.
I mean, geez.
Well, do you know how that works? Just out of curiosity, you know how it works?
Well, tell me, JD.
Well, I'm so glad you asked. The way this works is this: one human being never has the total responsibility for the release of nuclear weapons. The release of nuclear weapons is authorized by National Command Authority, the President of the United States, the Secretary of Defense, and the State Department. You know, the Secretary of State would have a piece of it. Also, the House, the Speaker of the House of Representatives. There'd be a few people. They don't have an actual place in the chain of command. It's the President, the Defense Secretary, and then the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And from there, the release of nuclear weapons can be authorized, but they all have to agree.
Absolutely.
So that's 6 people that all have to agree that this is the proper course. And so no, it's not one person. Doesn't have anything to do with that. I mean, Donald Trump can say, I'm going to go ahead and launch all the weapons. It's not going to happen.
We're just one tweet away, JD.
Just one tweet away, buddy.
One tweet away.
One tweet. So stupid.
All right, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. This is the Thursday Throwdown, where you get to complain about anything you want to, including anything I may have said. But that never happens, right, Lavina? Welcome to the Wells Report.
That's right, Jon-David.
You're
How
darn
you
right.
doing?
I'm good, darling. What the hell's going on, baby?
Well, I tell you what, there's something in my crawl, and it's been in my crawl for a long time.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sure you recall a few years ago when we had everyone marching and waving foreign flags in our streets and how bad the U.S. was.
Yeah.
Well, I lived in apartments at the time that was probably 95% Hispanic and most of them illegal. And I had 2 neighbors, a couple that had moved up from Monterey within the past year, and they marched, and the lady told me that they were registered to vote. I said, you can't vote. You're illegal, number one. Number 2, you're not a U.S. citizen.
Right.
And so I kind of, that kind of upset me as a veteran and as an American. And so I called the Dallas County Elections Office and talked to 2 separate supervisors who both confirmed that they had no way to verify if someone was a U.S. citizen or not when they filled out that voter registration card.
Right.
And then they sent all the information to Austin, to the Secretary of State's office in Austin. So I called Austin, talked with a gentleman who confirmed that was the absolute truth. And then when our good governor, Greg Abbott, was elected, he had a on-air you could call him and talk to him on the phone on air, and I managed to get in, and I asked him about the same thing, and he confirmed that there was absolutely no way they could do it.
That's right. That is
And,
why. That it's
angered me.
Yes, that is why.
And then I found out this week that we've got hundreds of thousands of illegals across this country that are voting and have been voting. How many elections have these people swung in the wrong direction?
Well, when you start thinking about it, maybe one. Maybe one. Al Franken, who is the sitting wreckage senator from Minnesota, who actually cast the deciding vote for Obamacare. It's widely thought that he was elected through voter fraud. I believe he's been reelected since, however, and there was no voter fraud involved, but there was at one point. The thing about it is that when anybody argues against any kind of reasonable voter thing, like, for example, showing your picture ID, the only people arguing against it are Democrats. What does that tell you? This is the Wells Report.
Sean Hannity gives you a hard truth.
Is anybody here surprised
Monday
that the media
cross
is
promotion
this abusively biased? How many times do I have to go back and say what has happened to this country and the media? Media is dead. The news media in this country is non-existent. All these people that attack Sean Hannity, the only difference between me and them is I'm honest.
The Sean Hannity.
Checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark Davis, good Monday morning. I hope you had a wonderful vacation. Mark Davis, good Monday morning. Mark Davis, good Monday morning. I hope you had a great weekend, my friend. Coming up tonight, we're going to talk about that amazing presidential debate. I'm really glad the way it happened. I was hoping for... No, I'm not going to say that. Mark Davis, thanks very much for letting me come by on this Monday morning. Thanks very much for this opportunity to tell people that coming up tonight, we're going to go through the debate, the presidential debate held yesterday. Dinesh D'Souza, Hillary's America. Dinesh D'Souza is going to be with me, and we're going to talk that debate over with you on 660 AM The Answer. Do not miss the Wells Report tonight.
This 24-hour hotline now at 877-999-1979. That's 877-999-1979. This is Increase 7445.
When your plumbing got problems or your drains are clogged, go to AAA-author.com.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret that credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-700-5516. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Credit Associates. Live better debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-700-5516. That's 1-800-700-5516.
This is Michael David from Seattle. I'm 51 years old, and 6 months ago, I started taking Andro 400 to increase my testosterone. Since then, I've lost 35 pounds of fat, and my waist went from size 38 to size 32. I have more energy, and I look and feel 20 years younger. And now my wife tells me I have to take Andro 400.
Hi, this is Ron Johnson from Utah. After 10 weeks of taking Andro 400, I lost 13 pounds and my waist went from 36 to 33. That was 8 years ago. I continue to take Andro 400 and I've maintained my weight at 172. Gained muscle and energy. I'm 63 now and feel better than I have in 30 years.
Andro 400, the natural way to increase testosterone, lose belly fat, gain energy, and feel great. Try Andro 400, the safe, effective, affordable way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
The last thing I wanted to inherit from my mom was her varicose and spider veins. Then it happened. Embarrassing, bulgy, naughty-looking legs. not to mention the pain and swelling. I just couldn't stand it anymore, so I went to Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime. And most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses again.
Whether it's a family gathering or office formal, make sure your legs look and feel their best this fall. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
I love the switch to fall temperatures, and I love the new special from Zero Res. $29 for a carpet cleaning better than you've ever had. Hey, Mark Davis, call 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN. Pre-treated, clean, sanitized. And Zero Res doesn't just do carpets. They do countertops, upholstery, drapes, tile, hardwood floors. Let them do it all, but it starts with the carpets. $29 a room, pre-treated, clean, sanitized. 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN, or ZeroResDFW.com.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report, and you know what? There are a lot of people listening to the Wells Report. We've got lots of friends from all over the world, especially Andy and Lee Redgrave. They're listening to us from New South Wales in Australia right this very minute. I really wish I had a worldwide toll-free line for you to call. It would be great to hear what you guys are doing. What time is it? Does anybody know what time it is in New South Wales? What is it, about noon? 6 hours? Yeah, they've got to be. No, it's Friday morning, but it's like later than that. It's like. Yes, London is 6 hours ahead of us, but they're on the other side of the international date line, right? So actually, maybe it's 4 p.m. there. Yeah, okay, 4 p.m. Yeah, so it's 4 p.m. Friday.
3:56 p.m. right now.
It's 4:50. It's 3:56 p.m. Friday. There you have it. Anyway, I want to thank Andy and Lee for listening because it's so cool to have people all over the world checking out the Wells Report. We do a pretty good job of covering American news and covering American politics and sports and all the rest of it. We haven't done a lot of that because politics has been the issue that we have been talking about for the last 2 years, but almost to the end of that. Get back to the regular show. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Steifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra, Lightning, Thunder, Magic Matt Swinney. My name is Jon-David Wells. God bless you and yours. We'll see you again for another edition of the Wells Report.
There's a big difference between talking about the auto industry and knowing the auto industry. Hey, Kurt Chase here, host of the Automotive Edge radio show. We're right here every Saturday morning. I bring 25 years of dealership and automotive straight talk to you, the consumer. Whether it's buying or leasing a car, knowing a good used car from a bad bucket of bolts, financing to the best cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's the Automotive Edge radio show Saturday mornings right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
You can buy your next gun anywhere, but there's nowhere like the Texas Gun Pros. There are gun shows, big box stores, and even the occasional eccentric dealer, but there is no one like the Texas Gun Pros. Texas Gun Pros are truly your pros for all your gun needs, bringing you big store selection with a local family experience. There truly is no one like Texas Gun Pros. What else makes the Texas Gun Pros stand out from the rest? An online